Sesungguhnya Engkaulah Tuhan yang mempunyai kebesaran dan keagungan, yang memerintah dan mentadbir alam sekalian. Tiada berlaku sesuatu melainkan dengan kehendak dan kekuasaan daripada-Mu jua. Kepada Engkaulah sebenar-benarnya tempat kami meletakkan harapan dan memohon pertolongan. Ya Allah, apalah kiranya dengan kemurahan-Mu Engkau anugerahkan kepada kami sebaik-baik ilham dan fikiran, dan berikanlah kami sebaik-baik pimpinan untuk menjalankan tugas dan kewajipan kami. Mudahkan kepada kami segala kerumitan dalam menyelesaikan persoalan-persoalan yang diperbahaskan di dalam sidangan kami ini, dan sampaikanlah kami kepada kata sepakat dan tujuan-tujuan yang muktamad demi untuk kepentingan dan kebaikan negara. Seterusnya, kepada Engkaulah juga kami harapkan agar segala usaha dan cita-cita kerajaan dalam rancangan-rancangan pembangunannya akan berhasil dan berjaya untuk membawa kemakmuran, keadilan dan kebahagiaan kepada rakyat seluruhnya. Amin.
Pemasyuran daripada Tuan Speaker.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera. Ahli yang berhormat, I have granted leave of absence under Standing Order 81 to Yang Berhormat Puan Dayang Nur Azah bin Haji Awang Sohor, Honorable Member for N28 Lingga, for today's sitting until 3rd December 2025.
Pertanyaan-pertanyaan bagi jawapan-jawapan lisan.
Yang Berhormat Datuk Muhammad Cik bin Kadir, Kabung.
Terima kasih Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker. Tuan Speaker, P. Ramli, pelakon filem 6 Jahanam. Tuan Speaker, soalan saya nombor 66.
Ya.
Okey. Terima kasih Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker. Terima kasih Yang Berhormat bagi DUN N40 Kabung. Bumi Sarawak penuh keindahan. Rakyatnya baik, bersatu hati. Pertanyaan Yang Berhormat tanda keprihatinan, cerminan pemimpin yang berkualiti. Tuan Speaker, untuk makluman ahli Yang Berhormat bagi Kabung, mengikut statistik kemiskinan I-Kasih sehingga 1 Oktober 2025, tiada isi rumah dalam kategori miskin tegar di Sarawak maupun di daerah Kabung. Ini berdasarkan pendapatan garis kemiskinan PGK Miskin Tegar 2022, iaitu RM1298 sebulan. Walau bagaimanapun, bagi kategori jumlah penduduk miskin di daerah Kabung, ini ada perbezaan di antara miskin tegar dan juga miskin saja. Mengikut statistik kemiskinan I-Kasih sehingga 1 Oktober 2025, sejumlah 726 ketua isi rumah adalah dalam kategori miskin di daerah Kabung. Ini berdasarkan pendapatan garis kemiskinan PGK miskin 2022 iaitu RM2,618 sebulan. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormat Timbalan Menteri atas jawapan tadi. Tuan Speaker, saya ada 2 soalan tambahan. Pertama, apakah inisiatif Kerajaan Sarawak menangani isu kemiskinan khususnya di Dun Kabung? Soalan tambahan kedua, apakah statistik kemiskinan kasih yang terkini bagi Sarawak mengikut bahagian dan daerah? Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Tuan Tok Mas Speaker, terima kasih Yang Berhormat bagi Dun N340 Kabung. Kerajaan Sarawak sedang melaksanakan pelbagai program untuk membantu golongan berpendapatan rendah dan rentan, termasuk juga di Dun Kabung. Antaranya adalah seperti berikut. A. Bantuan tunai seperti sumbangan keperluan asas Sarawak (SKAS), Endowment Fund Sarawak, bantuan ibu bersalin, bantuan kanak-kanak, bantuan warga emas dan bantuan ketua isi rumah wanita Sarawak. B. Bantuan keusahawanan seperti Geran Usahawan Well-Based, Geran Agropreneur Muda dan Skim Kredit Mikro Sarawak. C. Bantuan peralatan bagi aktiviti peningkatan pendapatan seperti program Low Income Family Empowerment. D. Latihan kemahiran untuk meningkatkan kebolehpasaran individu. E. Bantuan perubatan seperti bantuan alat ortopedik atau alat sokongan, bantuan perubatan dan bantuan khas pesakit buah pinggang. F. Bantuan pertanian seperti program pembangunan pelbagai tanaman, lada, rumbia, getah, kelapa sawit, kelapa, berbuahan, sesairan dan tanaman kontan, serta program pembangunan pertanian komuniti. G. Bantuan perumahan seperti program penambahbaikan rumah rakyat miskin Sarawak dan juga skim bantuan deposit perumahan Sarawak. Dan H. Bantuan pendidikan seperti bantuan sekolah, program bantuan pakaian seragam sekolah, perkhidmatan pengangkutan percuma pelajar sekolah dan program tuition sekolah menengah untuk pelajar SPM. Untuk menjawab soalan tambahan kedua, kita di Malaysia di bawah Kerajaan Persekutuan ada satu sistem yang dipanggil sebagai sistem e-kasih untuk mengumpul data kemiskinan di seluruh Malaysia. Jadi sistem e-kasih ini ialah pengkalan data kemiskinan nasional yang dibangunkan oleh Unit Penyelarasan Pelaksanaan Jabatan Perdana Menteri. Ia diwujudkan bagi membantu merancang, melaksana dan memantau program pembasmian kemiskinan. Jadi sistem e-kasih ini merupakan bank data yang mengandungi maklumat mengenai kemiskinan bermula daripada profil individu, program bantuan yang diterima oleh ketua isi rumah dan ahli isi rumah daripada agensi pemberi bantuan sehinggalah kepada permohonan bantuan dan pemantauan keberkesanan program bantuan yang diterima. Komponen data e-kasih terdiri daripada maklumat asas, maklumat lokasi, kediaman, pendidikan, kemahiran dan pekerjaan, pemilikan harta, kesihatan, pendapatan serta bantuan. Jadi untuk lebih detail, statistik kemiskinan e-kasih yang terkini bagi negeri Sarawak mengikut bahagian dan daerah sehingga 1 Oktober 2025 tahun ini, saya kongsikan secara ringkasnya. Untuk bahagian Kuching yang terdiri daripada daerah Kuching, Bau, Lunduk, jumlah tidak ada miskin tegar. Secara keseluruhannya tidak ada kategori miskin tegar di seluruh Sarawak, tapi kita ada kategori miskin, iaitu Di Kuching kita ada 5,363 kategori miskin. Samarahan pula yang terdiri pada Asajaya, Samarahan, Semujan, Sebuyau dan daerah Gedong, kita ada 3,613 kategori miskin. Serian yang terdiri pada daerah Serian, Terbeduk dan Siburan, kita ada 2,812 kategori miskin. Manakala Sri Aman yang terdiri pada Lubuk Antu, daerah Sri Aman, daerah Pantuk dan daerah Lingga, kita ada 1,393 kategori miskin. Manakala Betong yang terdiri daripada daerah Betong, Kabung, Pusak dan Saratok, kita ada 2,711 kategori miskin. Manakala Sarike yang terdiri pada daerah Julau, Meradong, Pakan dan Sarike mempunyai 1,790 kategori miskin. Bahagian Sibu yang terdiri pada Kanoit, Selangau dan Sibu mempunyai 2,954 kategori miskin. Bahagian Mukah yang terdiri daripada daerah Dalat, Daru, Matu, Mukah dan Tanjung Manis dengan jumlah kategori miskin sebanyak 5,001. Dan bahagian Kapit pula yang mempunyai daerah Belaga, Bukit Mabung, daerah Kapit dan daerah Song mempunyai 3,796 kategori miskin. Dan bahagian Bintulu terdiri daripada daerah Bintulu, daerah Sebauh dan daerah Tatau mempunyai 825 kategori miskin. Dan Miri yang terdiri daripada daerah Beluru, Marudi, Miri, Subis dan Telang Usan dengan jumlah kategori miskinnya 1,400. Dan akhir sekali bahagian Limbang yang terdiri daripada daerah Lawas dan daerah Limbang dengan kategori miskinnya 772. Jadi total keseluruhan untuk Sarawak adalah 32,430 kategori miskin. Terima kasih.
Yang berhormat Encik Adam Yee Pujut.
Thank you, Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker. My question is number 67.
Terima kasih Tan Sri Speaker. For the information of Honorable Member for Pujut, the Sarawak State Education Department, JPNS, has been allocated 270,000 ringgit Malaysia for the installation of CCTV installation system in 18 schools. Each school will receive 15,000 ringgit Malaysia. The State Education Department, JPNS, will submit an application to the Ministry of Education, KPM, for the additional financial allocation to support the procurement and expansion of CCTV installation. This initiative aims to enhance the safety and monitoring system within the school under JPNS jurisdiction.
Thank you, Tan Sri Ahmad Speaker. I have two supplementary questions. Question number one, what are the criteria of the chosen school for the installation of CCTV? Question number two, what are the names of the 18 schools that have been installed with CCTV in Sarawak? Thank you.
Thank you, Tan Sri Speaker. To answer supplementary question, first supplementary question, the schools selected for CCTV installation are determined based on the criteria that include boarding house within school, secondary school, as well as geographical factor. This is to ensure a more strategic and equitable rollout of the CCTV installation. To answer supplementary question number two, the 18 schools involved and selected with the CCTV installation for Sarawak
are as follows. There are 17 secondary schools and 1 primary school. There are 18 schools involved, SMK Agama Suratok, SMK Agama Miri, SMK Agama Igan, SMK Agama Matang number 2, SMK Agama Sibu, SMK Sain Kuching, SMK Sain Miri, College Vocational Bintulu, SMK Semop, College Datuk Petinggi Abang Haji Abdillah, SMK Muka, SMK Kapit, SMK Sri Matang, SMK Sadung Jaya, SMK Nanga Ntaro, SMK Three Rivers, SMK Suai, SMK Tatau. SMK Tatau. Jabatan Pelajaran Negeri Sarawak will apply to the Ministry of Education for additional financial allocation to support the expansion of CCTV installation to other schools in year to come. Thank you.
Yang Berhormat Encik Freddy Belik, Krian.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormatan Sri Speaker. Soalan saya nombor 6-8.
Thank you, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker. Thank you for the question by the Honourable Member for Korean. Before I to answer the question, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Tan Sri Speaker on your reappointment as the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly Speaker for the 10th term. A remarkable personal achievement that makes Tan Sri the longest serving legislative speaker in Malaysia and Commonwealth. Congratulations, Tan Sri. At the same time, I also would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the Right Honourable Premier Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Johari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Open for being conferred the Order of the Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Star by His Majesty the Emperor of Japan. This prestigious honor is a testament to our Premier's exceptional contributions in strengthening regional cooperation and fostering mutual understanding between Japan and Sarawak, Malaysia. Now to answer the question. For the information of the Honourable Member for Korean, the Sarawak government recognizes the important role of the Tourism Task Group, TTG, as a key driver of the grassroots level to ensure wider economic participation, inclusivity, and sustainable tourism development across all divisions. The TTG is chaired by the respective residents of each division and comprises representatives from various government agencies, industry players, and local communities. Through the TTG platform, industry players and local communities stakeholders are given the opportunity to highlight and address pertinent issues and challenges faced by the tourism sector at the divisional level. As such, the TTG has become an effective mechanism for discussion, coordination, and resolution of local tourism matters. The resident, in his capacity or her capacity as chairman of the Divisional Tourism Task Force Group, DTTG, also serves as a member of Sarawak Tourism Coordination Committee, STCC, which is chaired by the Deputy Minister for Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Tourism Sarawak. This committee, which includes representatives from various state and federal agencies, industry players, universities, NGOs, and local communities, convenes 3 times a year and serves as a state-level platform for deliberating and resolving matters related to tourism development. Madam Speaker, meetings are held on a rotational basis across all divisions in Sarawak. During these sessions, the resident provides updates on tourism initiatives and presents issues that cannot be resolved at the DTTG level. Through this platform, all identified challenges are addressed in consultation with the relevant state and federal authorities who are also members of the STCC. The government, through the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Sarawak, MTCP, has undertaken several initiatives to strengthen the TTG. Among others, my ministry supports and promotes divisional signature events which are incorporated into the annual Sarawak calendar of events. Certain signatures events have also been registered with intellectual property (IP) protection to safeguard their authenticity and ensure that these events remain uniquely associated with Sarawak. From time to time, TTG chairmen are also invited to join the ministry delegation to participate in major international tourism events such as International Tourismus Bose Berlin, ITB Berlin in short, and World Travel Market London, WTM. Their participation and exposure on the international stage provide valuable insights and new ideas that contribute to enhancing tourism infrastructure and product development at the divisional level. In addition, my ministry has increased the TTG annual grant from RM5,000 to RM10,000 to further support the planning and facilitation of local tourism-related programs, events, and activities. Thank you.
Terima kasih Tan Sri Utama Speaker. Terima kasih pada Yang Berhormat Timbalan Menteri di atas jawapan lengthy and comprehensive answer. Saya ada 2 soalan tambahan Yang Berhormat Tan Sri. Pertama, what is the role of divisional TTG in accelerating the growth of tourism sector at divisional level? Soalan tambahan nombor 2, what is the ministry's strategy to ensure TTGs are aware about protecting Sarawak significant events? Thank you.
Thank you, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, and thank you, Honourable Member for Kren for 2 questions. My answer for the first question is the Divisional Tourism Task Group, DTTG, serves as a platform that adopts a bottom-up approach to coordinate tourism product development and the implementation of related infrastructure projects. It also plays a key role in identifying and planning significant events that can attract visitors to the respective divisions. Through this approach, the ministry is also to plan and implement tourism programs and projects more effectively, ensuring they align with the special needs and priorities of each division. The DTTG also enables the ministry to address unique local challenges based on direct input from stakeholders on the ground. The answer to question number 2. To safeguard Sarawak's ownership of its significant events and to enhance awareness amongst the divisional tourism task groups, the ministry adopts a strategy centered on education and intellectual property protection. The ministry also ensures that DTTGs understand the importance of each an event copyright and IP by continuing to organize regular briefing sessions. These sessions provide essential knowledge on various aspects of intellectual property, including copyright, trademarks, geographical indications, and the protection of traditional cultural expressions. Through this approach, the TTGS are better equipped to protect the state's unique culture, heritage, and signature events effectively. Thank you.
Yang berhormat Encik Lidam Anak Asam Katibas.
Terima kasih Tan Sri Dato' Mas Speaker. Soalan saya nombor 69.
Terima kasih Tan Sri Dato' Mas Speaker dan Yang Berhormat Bagi Ketibas. For the information of the Honourable Member for Ketibas, the Sarawak Government welcomes the High Court's decision in Kota Kinabalu affirming Sabah's entitlement to the 40% revenue share and the review of special grants. For the information of Ahli Yang Berhormat Bagi Ketibas and the Dewan, there is express provision in the Constitution on the 40% entitlement to Sabah, not to Sarawak. That is in Article 112C in the 10th schedule of the Constitution. There is no such express provision for Sarawak. Even though the ruling applies specifically to Sabah, the principle behind the ruling is important. The principle is this: the federal government has a constitutional duty to fulfill its financial obligation to Sabah and Sarawak, and these duties are subject to judicial scrutiny to ensure they are properly fulfilled. While Sabah's situation is unique, both Sabah and Sarawak are guaranteed financial reviews every 5 years pursuant to Article 112D of the Federal Constitution. The court's finding reinforce the expectation that such reviews must be conducted properly, promptly, transparently, and in good faith. Sarawak's position is that the special grant to Sarawak should be based on a fair, consistent, and clearly defined formula. This court decision marks a meaningful step forward towards ensuring fairness and accountability in the federal government's financial obligation. Sarawak remains steadfast in protecting our constitutional rights, and we will continue engaging the federal government under the framework of Malaysia Agreement 63. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Dato' Mas Speaker, and thank you Deputy Minister. I have 2 supplementary questions. 1. What is the status on Sarawak government negotiations with the federal government over special grant? 2. What is the Sarawak government effort regarding the unresolved MA 63 issues? Thank you.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormat for Katibas. Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker, as I have mentioned and maybe have been known by many of us here, the negotiation between the Sarawak government and the federal government on the special grant are still ongoing. We have submitted our formula for the review of the special grant. Considerable progress has been made in terms of engagement with technical discussions, consultations with the federal government. We conducted so as to refine the proposal under Article 112D of the federal government. I repeat here that as part of our ongoing efforts, the federal government has agreed as an interim measures to increase the special grant from 300 million in 2024 to 600 million starting from 2025 for over the next 5 years. While we are thankful for this, the Sarawak government continues to advocate for a finalized formula that is fair, that is transparent, and reflective of Sarawak's contribution to the nation. We will continue through our dialogues, our consultations and negotiation with the federal government. All this will be undertaken by the State Financial Secretary. Thank you. And for the second answer, for the supplementary question number 2, as I have mentioned again always before, Sarawak government continues to treat all unresolved MA63 issues with utmost importance. Our approach is systematic, focusing not only on the substance of each matter, but also on ensuring that discussions with the federal government are structured, constructive, and result-oriented. Discussions are done at all levels, from the lowest working committee, technical committee, to the highest level making decision. Our teams are actively engaged in, as I said, negotiation, policy planning, and intergovernmental discussion to ensure that all outstanding matters are addressed comprehensively. Terima kasih.
Yang Berhormat John Elus, Bukit Semuja.
Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera. Terima kasih Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker. Soalan saya, soalan nombor 70.
Ya, proses.
Ya, terima kasih Tan Sri Datuk Ahmad Speaker, dan terima kasih Yang Berhormat bagi Bukit Semuja. Dari hal perlembagaan kita pindah ke perkara hal tanah. Untuk makluman ahli Yang Berhormat bagi Bukit Semuja, setakat ini sebanyak 64 lot tanah milik Federal Land Commissioner FLC dengan jumlah keluasan 62.9 hektar ataupun 155 ekar telah diserahkan balik kepada Kerajaan Sarawak. Kesemua tanah tersebut telah didaftar sebagai tanah Kerajaan Sarawak pada 1 April 2024 dan 14 November 2025. Dari segi perancangan, Kerajaan Sarawak akan memastikan tanah tersebut diguna untuk pembangunan selaras dengan keperluan semasa di kawasan berkenaan. Terima kasih.
Thank you. Terima kasih Speaker. Terima kasih kepada Timbalan Menteri atas jawapan yang sangat terang tadi. Namun demikian, saya ada 2 soalan tambahan, iaitu apakah faktor-faktor utama yang menyebabkan tanah milik Federal Land Commissioner ataupun FLC tidak dibangunkan sehingga kini? Dan soalan kedua, adakah terdapat tanah FLC yang diserahkan kepada kerajaan setakat ini di dalam kawasan Dun Bukit Semuja?
Terima kasih sekali lagi Tan Sri dan Tuan Speaker, dan terima kasih kepada Yang Berhormat Bagi Bukit Semuja untuk kedua-dua soalan tambahan. Yang pertama ialah antara faktor-faktor yang menyebabkan tanah milik FLC tidak dibangunkan adalah seperti berikut. Dua faktor. Pertama, tiada dana ataupun peruntukan yang diluluskan oleh Kerajaan Persekutuan untuk pembangunan atas tanah. Dan kedua, terdapat tanah lain telah dibangunkan untuk tujuan yang sama di sekitar lokasi tersebut. Untuk soalan kedua, daripada 64 bidang tanah yang telah diserahkan kepada Kerajaan Sarawak, terdapat satu sahaja bidang tanah yang terletak di dalam kawasan Dun Bukit Semuja, iaitu lot 877 Blok 9 Melikin Land District, yang telah diberi milik kepada FLC pada 28 Februari 1974, 51 tahun yang lalu, bagi kegunaan klinik kesihatan. Sampai kini itu belum ada lagi. Terima kasih.
Yang Berhormat Encik Wilson Nyabung, Pelagus.
Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, my question is number 71.
Dan very good morning. Terima kasih Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, dan terima kasih kepada Yang Berhormat Pelagus. Jawapan soalan yang dikemukakan oleh Yang Berhormat Pelagus untuk makluman ahli Yang Berhormat Pelagus, Sarawak Energy mempunyai Unit of Grid Operation OGO di Kapit yang sentiasa bersedia untuk membaiki sistem solar tersebut sekiranya berlaku kerosakan. Selain itu, kerja-kerja penyelenggaraan juga dilaksanakan secara berkala untuk memastikan sistem tersebut berfungsi dengan baik. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker. Saya ada dua soalan tambahan. Pertama, apakah cabaran yang dihadapi oleh ACB dalam melaksanakan penyelenggaraan sistem solar di rumah-rumah panjang? Dan kedua, apakah skop kerja utama dilakukan dalam penyelenggaraan sistem solar yang banyak di kawasan luar bandar? Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormat Pelagus atas dua soalan tambahan. Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Dato' Amar, bagi soalan nombor 1, jawapan ialah cabaran utama dalam pelaksanaan penyelenggaraan sistem solar di rumah-rumah panjang adalah kerana kedudukan lokasi yang terpencil dan susah diakses. Dan bagi soalan kedua, skop kerja utama yang dilakukan merangkumi pemeriksaan, pengujian dan penyelenggaraan solar panel PV, bateri, inverter, pendawaian, struktur panel serta talian atas bekalan elektrik. Terima kasih.
Yang Berhormat Datuk Paulus Kumbang, Batu Danau.
Terima kasih Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker. Sebelum saya mengemukakan soalan, saya ingin mengambil kesempatan ini untuk mengalu-alukan 30 orang pelawat dari kawasan Batu Danau yang kini berada di Galeri Awam. Tan Sri Terima Speaker, soalan saya nombor 72.
Okey, terima kasih Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker. Terima kasih ahli yang berhormat bagi Batu Danau. Untuk makluman ahli yang berhormat bagi Batu Danau, merujuk kepada Sarawak Port Authority Ordinance 2024, semua lembaga pelabuhan di Sarawak diselaraskan secara bersepadu di bawah satu badan kawal selia tunggal, iaitu Sarawak Port Authority. Pada masa ini, Kerajaan Sarawak melalui Kementerian Infrastruktur dan Pembangunan Pelabuhan telah menubuhkan sebuah task force yang bertanggungjawab menyediakan kerangka pentadbiran dan pengurusan bagi pelaksanaan Sarawak Port Authority. Sarawak Port Authority dijangka akan memulakan operasinya pada suku kedua tahun 2026.
Terima kasih Dato' Amar Tan Sri Speaker. Terima kasih Yang Berhormat Timbalan Menteri. Saya ada dua soalan tambahan. Iaitu yang pertama ialah bagaimanakah proses penyatuan lembaga-lembaga pelabuhan di bawah Sarawak Port Authority ini nanti, dan yang kedua adalah adakah kaki tangan lembaga-lembaga pelabuhan sedia ada akan diserapkan ke dalam Port Authority. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih ahli yang berhormat bagi Batu Danau atas dua soalan tambahan. Untuk makluman ahli yang berhormat bagi Batu Danau, proses untuk menyatukan kawal selia lembaga pelabuhan ini akan dilaksanakan secara berperingkat melalui 3 fasa, iaitu fasa interim, fasa pengkorporatan dan juga fasa penswastaan. Dalam fasa interim, proses ini melibatkan pemindahan kawal selia daripada lembaga-lembaga pelabuhan sedia ada kepada Sarawak Port Authority seperti yang termaktub dalam Sarawak Port Authority Ordinance 2024. Manakala pula korporatan akan melibatkan penukaran status lembaga-lembaga pelabuhan daripada badan berkanun kepada syarikat milik penuh kerajaan di bawah Akta Syarikat yang bertujuan membolehkan pengurusan dan operasi pelabuhan dikenalikan berasaskan pasaran dengan memberi tumpuan kepada kecekapan, kewangan yang kukuh dan accountability serta bersedia untuk proses perswastaan di masa hadapan. Bagi menjawab soalan tambahan kedua, untuk makluman ahli yang berhormat bagi Batu Danau, kaki tangan lembaga-lembaga pelabuhan akan ditawarkan penjawatan sama ada dalam Sarawak Port Authority ataupun di dalam entiti korporat pelabuhan baharu mengikut kesesuaian berdasarkan prinsip no less favorable. Sekian, terima kasih.
Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Wong Sun Kok, Bawang Asam.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker. Before I ask my question, I would like to welcome the presence of the ESCO Committee of Persatuan Tuan Rumah Sibuk who are now in the public gallery to witness the proceeding of this long house. Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker, my question is 73. Thank you.
Thank you, Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker. Thank you, Honourable Member Perbawang Hassan. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to be your student last time. But I have a lot to learn from you in politics. Nonetheless, for the information of Yang Berhormat Perbawang Hassan, the construction of Sibu Industrial Park located Bawang Hassan is scheduled to be for completion in 2029, notwithstanding any other encumbrances during implementation. The current industrial land premium for major towns in Sarawak is RM 20 ringgit per square foot for field land and RM 10 ringgit per square foot for unfilled land. This rate for land premium is about RM 43,000 to 87,000 per acre, which is regarded to be very competitive within this region. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I have two supplementary questions. Number one, how many or what are the components for the Sibu Industrial Park in my kawasan Bawang Hassan, the approved components of the entire park? Number two, what is the size of this industrial park? And how many lots will be made available for investors and for SMEs? And how soon? Are they available now, open for investors to come in? Sekian, terima kasih.
Thank you, Honourable Member Perbawang Hassan. Transit Speaker, for the information of Yang Berhormat Perbawang Hassan regarding supplementary question number one, the approved component for Sibu Industrial Park would be as follows. One, field industrial. We have to do filling work to make sure it's workable for the industrial load. And two, we have to provide access to the site as well to individual load, meaning we have to build a proper road. And three, a drainage system that can tackle both the water runoff as well as discharge from all these facilities later on. And number four, of course, electricity supply infrastructure. And number five, we need to provide water recirculation system for the use of the industries concerned. And number six, telecommunication infrastructure. Number seven, sewage treatment system, which should be centralized. And number eight, high-level water tank. And number nine, on-site detection port. For supplementary question number two, Sibu Industrial Park covers an area of approximately 150 acres. It will be provided with about 100 industrial load with an area ranging from 0.6 acres to 1.1 acres per load, costing around RM 52,000 to 96,000 per parcel. Thank you.
Yang Berhormat Tuan Haji Muhammad bin Duri Kalaka.
Terima kasih Tan Sri Datuk Mas Speaker. Malam raya nganyam ketupat, soalan saya nombor 74.
Terima kasih Tan Sri
Dato' Ahmad Speaker. Selamat pagi kepada rakan-rakan semua. Untuk menjawab, tak pandai pantun, kelakar. Maka jawab sajalah. Jadi, untuk makluman ahli yang berhormat, bagi kelakar, berdasarkan rekod Jabatan Pertanian Sarawak, keluasan kawasan yang masih tersedia untuk tanaman padi di Kampung Kaba adalah seluas 26 hektar. Jumlah keluasan kawasan ini adalah terlalu kecil untuk dibangunkan secara komersial. Di bawah inisiatif program pembangunan padi komersial yang lengkap dengan infrastruktur pengairan dan saliran, keluasan kawasan yang dicadangkan adalah 50 hektar. Walau bagaimanapun, kawasan ini masih boleh dibangunkan dengan kemudahan infrastruktur pengairan dan saliran terkawal ataupun control drainage. Manakala penanaman boleh diusahakan secara ladang kontrak ataupun diusahakan sendiri oleh pemilik tanah. Sekian, terima kasih.
Terima kasih Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker. Terima kasih Timbalan Menteri atas jawapan itu tadi. Saya ada dua soalan tambahan. Soalan pertama adalah apakah jenis bantuan yang disediakan oleh kerajaan kepada pesawah yang mengusahakan tanaman padi berskala kecil. Soalan tambahan nombor dua adalah berapakah jumlah pesawah yang menerima manfaat melalui skim baja padi kerajaan persekutuan SBPKP di bawah DUN Kelakar? Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Ahli Berhormat Bagi Kelakar untuk menjawab kedua-dua pertanyaan tambahan. Untuk soalan pertama, bagi makluman Ahli yang berhormat Bagi Kelakar, antara yang bantuan yang disediakan oleh kerajaan kepada pesawah yang mengusahakan tanaman padi berskala kecil adalah seperti berikut. Satu, skim baja padi kerajaan persekutuan SBPKP. Dua, skim insentif pengeluaran padi SIPP. Ketiga, skim takaful tanaman padi STTP. Dan keempat, bantuan benih padi. Permohonan bantuan tersebut boleh dipohon oleh pesawah melalui Jabatan Pertanian Bahagian dan daerah di kawasan masing-masing. Untuk soalan kedua pula, pada tahun 2025 seramai 2061 ahli PPK Kelakar dengan jumlah kawasan 704 hektar telah menerima manfaat bantuan skim baja padi kerajaan persekutuan ataupun SBPKP. Sekian, terima kasih.
Yang berhormat Encik Johnny Pang, Tanjung Batu.
Thank you, Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker. My question is number 75.
Thank you, Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker. Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, I would like to answer questions number 75 from Ali Yang Berhormat for Tanjung Batu, together with question number 113 from Ali Yang Berhormat Opa, as they are all on the same matter. Just before I proceed with the answering, Tan Sri Dato' Ahmad Speaker, there's a little error in the printed version of the list of questions, starting from number 98. For the information of Ali Yang Brahma for Tanjung Batu and Opa, Sarawak government acknowledges the challenges faced by the younger generations and families in Sarawak, particularly those from the low and middle income groups, in purchasing homes due to high price of housing. To address this issue, the government, through my ministry and its implementing agencies, has undertaken several initiatives to enhance house affordability and accessibility across Sarawak. Through the Housing Development Corporation, HDC, the government is actively developing Rumah Spectra Permata, RSP, units priced between 90,000 ringgit and 160,000 ringgit per unit. In addition, the government, through Mutiara Mortgage and Credit Sdn Bhd Mutiara, provides low-interest mortgage financing at 1% per annum for the B40 and 3% for the M40, as well as, on top of it, 10,000 ringgit financial assistance to pay the housing deposit for any houses prices below 300,000 ringgit under the Housing Deposit and Repayment Assistance Scheme. The Sarawak government continues to collaborate with the Kementerian Perumahan dan Kerajaan Tempatan Malaysia (KPKT) to implement Program Perumahan Rakyat (PPR), Program Residency Rakyat (PRR), Urban Poor Eradication Program (PPKB), and Rumah Mesra Rakyat (RMR) projects by Syarikat Perumahan Negara Berhad (SPNB). This includes PPR Seduang in Sibu, PRR Kiturung in Bintulu, and PRR Semariang in Kuching. Additionally, KPKT has also implemented PPKB to improve the living condition of eligible applicants through house repair and Bina Baru in urban areas. Now, in order to control housing prices and ensure affordability in Sarawak, Sarawak government has implemented house ownership policies under various affordable housing schemes such as Spectra Light, Spectra Medium, and Sri Pertiwi, each based on specific income and eligibility criteria. To further strengthen this effort, the Sarawak government has introduced the Sarawak Housing Contribution Trust Fund initiative, which requires housing developers to pay the contribution in lieu of building affordable housing. By using this fund, the Sarawak government, through statutory bodies, will implement affordable housing projects. For the information of Ali Yang Brahma for Tanjung Batu, in Bintulu particularly, the Bintulu Development Authority (BDA) has allocated land of about 528.31 acres at Sungai Plan area, among others, for affordable housing. The proposed development plan has been submitted to the State Planning Authority for consideration. Phase 1, 2, and 3 proposals consist of 1,601 units of affordable houses. Out of this, 980 units are Putra flats, 308 units are detached lots, and 313 units are terrace houses. In addition, the government has also put in place several supporting measures, including 1. Imposing holding conditions and buyers' eligibility criteria to prevent market speculations on affordable housing. 2. Conducting land searches to identify and acquire potential sites for affordable housing development. 3. Opening new residential areas through the Village Extension Scheme, Scheme Pembesaran Kampung, under the Land and Survey Department. 4. Enforcing the native housing quota in selected residential developments where prices are controlled and units are reserved exclusively for native Sarawakians. And 5th, implementation of urban renewal projects through LCDA. In conclusion, the Sarawak government remains committed to ensuring that all Sarawakians, particularly the younger generation and those from lower and middle income groups, have greater opportunities to own homes at affordable prices and enjoy a better quality of life.
Thank you, Tan Sri Dato' Amar, Speaker, and also thank you to our Deputy Minister. Here I have two supplementary questions. Number one, what are the ceiling costs for the house repair and Bina Baru provided under the Urban Poor Eradication Program, PBKB? Number two, what improvements have been done on HDRAS by the Ministry? Thank you.
Thank you, Alian Brahma from Tanjung Batu, for additional questions. The answer is to additional question 1, Tan Sri Dato' Amar, Speaker. The ceiling cost for Bina Baru is 90,000 per unit ringgit per unit, and 20,000 ringgit per unit for house repair. As for question number 2, the improvements done on housing deposit assistance. For the mention of Alian Brahma from Tanjung Batu, the government has currently improved the eligibility criteria by expanding HDRS to cover houses not sanctioned by the government, which include subsale of existing houses and auction properties, provided that the house selling price is less than 300,000 ringgit. This expansion will enable the first-time house buyer to have broader options in terms of locality.
Tan Sri Dato' Amar, Speaker, thank you for this opportunity, and thank you, Deputy Minister, for answering this question 113 together with question 75. I would like to welcome the 20 councillors from my kawasan to this Dewan. Today they are with us. Okay. My two supplementary question is, number 1, what are the criteria to purchase private affordable housing? And question number 2, how does the government plan to address a rising housing price in Sarawak through the development of more affordable housing? Thank you.
Thank you, Alian Brahma from OPA, for your supplementary questions. Tan Sri Dato' Amar, Speaker, the answer to questions number 1. The eligibility criteria to the purchase of affordable housing are: 1, older than 18 years old and up to 65 years old for married, single mother or father, widow or widower. 2, age 30 years old and above for single man or woman. 3, must be a Malaysian citizen originating from Sarawak. 4, being a first-time house buyer, you must not own another house. And 5th, earning monthly household income between 3,000 ringgit to 6,000 ringgit, subject to affordable housing types that the applicant intends to buy. Now, in case of Rumah Sri Pertiwi, buyers who own houses are also allowed to purchase, but subjected to 1 unit only, and the income limit is 10,000 ringgit per month. The answer is to the second question about the rising housing price in Sarawak. For the version of Alian Brahma for OPA, Sarawak government through agencies such as HTC, LCDA, BDA, and private developers is adopting a supply-driven approach to address the rising housing prices in Sarawak. Now, the key strategy is to increase the development of affordable housing in high-demand areas. By expanding the supply of affordable housing, pressure on the open market can be reduced, thereby helping to stabilize and moderate the escalation of housing prices. Sekian, terima kasih.
Honorable Muhammad, question time is up.
Perbahasan atas bacaan kali yang kedua Rang Undang-Undang Pembekalan 2026-2025 dan usul untuk merujuk resolusi anggaran perbelanjaan pembangunan bagi tahun 2026.
Honorable Muhammad, the question is that the supply 2026 Bill 2025 be read a second time, and the motion to refer the resolution on the development estimates 2026 be passed and referred to the Committee of Supply. Honorable Muhammad, 3 days, that is today, tomorrow and Friday, are set aside for members to debate on the Supply 2026 Bill 2025 and the motion to refer the resolution on the development estimates 2026. Honorable Muhammad, understanding Order 31, bracket 8, I hereby impose 15 minutes for any member who wishes to speak. Member for Maradong.
Thank you, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to take part in the debate on Supply 2026 Bill 2025, which was tabled by Right Honourable Premier on 24th November 2025. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, the 2026 Sarawak budget is another people-centric budget with emphasis on human capital development in preparation for our younger generation to take part in Sarawak's nation building. Out of the total expenditure of Ringgit Malaysia 12.9 billion, 5.6 billion is for operating expenditure and 7.3 billion together with a balance of 2 billion carry forward from last year. The total development expenditure has become 9.3 billion. As with previous years, the development expenditure will be rural biased and emphasizing in providing basic amenities to the rural areas. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, now please allow me to go into some local issues that are dear to the hearts of my constituents. Number one, setting up of narcotic unit at IPD Maradong. Drug cases are becoming increasingly widespread in Maradong district. This year alone, several young individuals have been arrested by the police during special anti-drug operations, Ops Tapis Khas, and are being investigated under Section 15(1)(a) of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. This situation is concerning and it shows that drug abuse is affecting the younger generation. It has negative impacts on society, endangers community safety, and threatens the well-being of families. It is hoped that the government will establish a special narcotic unit at IPG Maradong to combat drug abuse more effectively.
Such a measure is crucial as it aims to control and reduce the district's drug index and to prevent the younger generation from falling further into drug addiction. That's really, Dr. Speaker. I would also like to take this opportunity to urge the relevant authority to increase the workforce of IPD Meradong to combat the rampant illegal gambling activities in Meradong. At the same time, I would like to commend the efforts put in by our new KPD, who has worked tirelessly to weed out the social ills, to help families to regroup, rejoice, re-engage, and enjoy the natural, beautiful life in the Meradong way. Number two, pegalang air bersih di Meradong. Terlebih dahulu, saya mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Kementerian Utiliti dan Komunikasi Sarawak kerana telah menyiapkan upgrading pegelang pipe air package CR1 di bawah Sarawak Water Supply Grid Program yang menelan kos perbelanjaan sebanyak ringgit Malaysia 92 juta. Namun projek upgrading ini masih tidak menyelesaikan masalah pegelang air, malah mengecewakan penduduk di sekitar kawasan jalan KJD khasnya. Rata-rata penduduk jalan KJD berasa kecewa dengan projek kerajaan ini. Ini adalah berpunca dari projek upgrading 600 mm pipe air hanya dari simpan jalan bulat ke Bintango interchange sahaja. Setelah dikaji dengan teliti, didapati bahawa upgrading pipe air 280 mm HDPE ke 600 mm dari interchange Bintango ke KJD booster station sejauh 5.4 km perlu dilaksanakan. Anggaran kos perbelanjaan ini adalah ringgit Malaysia 9 juta lebih. Saya berterima kasih kepada agensi kerajaan yang melaksanakannya. Walau bagaimanapun, saya ingin menegaskan bahawa agensi yang berkaitan perlu memberikan fokus dan menyeluruh, iaitu impak hasil bagi sesuatu projek. Jika tidak, ketika ini masalah pegelang air di sekitar kawasan jalan KJD telah selesai sepenuhnya. Number 3, children with special needs. Children with special needs, including those with autism, deserve the same opportunities for growth, learning, and happiness as any other child. However, many families continue to face challenges in accessing early intervention, therapy, and proper guidance. When support services are scattered across different agencies, parents often struggle to navigate the system, causing delays in receiving the help the children need. One effective way to overcome these challenges is through the establishment of more government-led one-stop centers. These centers can provide a range of essential services under one roof: screening, diagnosis, therapy, counseling, education support, and parent training. By centralizing services, families can save time, reduce financial burdens, and receive more efficient and coordinated care. I have to skip a few paragraphs. Here I'd like to appeal to the relevant ministry to consider setting up a one-stop center in Meradong to cater for children with special needs in the central region. Madam Speaker, network coverage. Satisfactory network coverage is increasingly essential today, as it is required for clerical works, operations, and various other tasks. Although many telecommunication towers have been built in Meradong, many areas still experiencing weak network coverage. This issue affects many people, especially students who need the internet to complete their homework or assignments. It is hoped that the Ministry of Utilities and Telecommunications Sarawak will take necessary action to ensure stable network coverage in Meradong. Number 5, I'll skip to number 6. Farm roads at Meradong. There are hundreds of farm roads in Meradong, providing the farmer with access to collect their agricultural produce such as oil palm, vegetable, fruits, and paddy, and it serves as an important source of income in Meradong. Most farm roads are still in a rundown state and have not been upgraded. Many farmers have requested that farm roads in the Meradong district to be upgraded, and I had also written to relevant ministry to request for funding for same purpose, but in vain. Poor road conditions make it difficult for farmers to enter their farms, and situation worsens during rainy seasons, which in turn severely hampered the income of the farmers. It is hoped that the government will allocate funds to upgrade the farm roads in Meradong, making it easier for farmers to collect and transport their produce, which in turn can contribute to the growth of our economy. Madam Speaker, number 7, Limau Bintango. Limau Bintango has been the iconic fruit of Bintango town since its early history. However, it seems to be on its decline over the past few years. This is due mainly to stiff competition from other exotic imported fruits and the rising cost of planting Limau Bintango due to more expensive fertilizers and other chemicals, plus the fact that most younger generation left the town to seek employment elsewhere. Limau Bintango orchards hence do not have someone to take over from their aging parents. In view of the above, I sincerely request the relevant authority to step in to save our iconic local fruits from extinction. Special incentives should be given to the farmers that still engage in planting the limau bintango, and by doing so, hopefully we can revive the once famous iconic fruit of bintango that we treasured so much for so long. Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker, before I conclude, I would like to take this opportunity to wish all our fellow Christians a Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year to every one of us. With that, I fully support the Supply 2026 Bill 2025.
Member for Katibas.
Thank you. Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Utama Speaker, thank you for the opportunity given to me to participate in the debate on Sarawak Supply Bill 2026-2025. Katibas also wish to congratulate Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Utama Speaker for the reappointment as Speaker of this August House. Your credibility and credentials speak it out that you are well deserved, sir. Thank you. It is an honor and privilege for me to stand again in this house to speak on behalf of the people of Dun Katibas. At its heart, this supply bill is not just about figure on paper. It is about whether development reaches the rakyat in a way that is practical, fair and fair in our daily life. For a constituency like Katibas, the theme is clear. Basic infrastructure that unlock livelihoods. The road, bridges, water, electricity, connectivity, housing and facilities that allowed our people to participate fully in Sarawak progress. First, I wish to congratulate the Premier of Sarawak Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg for the successful tabling of Sarawak budget outcome for 2025 and the projected for the year 2026. I also congratulate the JPS government and all administrative team at every level under YAB Premiership Stewardship, which made it possible for Sarawak to achieve the performance outcome of 12.1 billion in the year 2025. I also place on my record a sincere appreciation to Yang Amat Berhormat Premier for his visionary leadership, steadfast commitment to Sarawak. Under his guidance, Sarawak has advanced with bold digital transformation, inclusive development, and prudent governance, lifting livelihoods, strengthening unity, and charting a confident path forward for every Sarawakian. Tahniah also to Yang Amat Berhormat Premier on the conferment of the Order of the Rising Suns, Gold and Silver Star by the Japanese Emperor, in recognition of his efforts and contribution at the global arena. We are indeed proud as Sarawakian. Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Utama Speaker, I would like to put on my record my sincere gratitude to the people of Katibas for their unwavering support extended to me and to the Member of Parliament, Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalingi. Without their support and teamwork, we will not be able to achieve what we have today. Tanpa kerjasama dari semua pihak, setiap lapisan masyarakat di Katibas, kami tidak akan dapat apa yang kita capai pada hari ini. Today, we also gather with a grateful heart to express our sincere appreciation for the remarkable work carried out by various ministries and departments to uplift Dun Katibas. What we see today, a better road, improved connectivity, upgraded community facilities, access to clean water and reliable electricity supplies, improved school and medical clinics, and support for livelihood. It is the result of dedication, collaboration, and shared vision. Rakyat, pemimpin, dan anggota pentadbiran berpisah tiada. Road and bridges, unlocking development and ending Katibas isolation. Yang berhormat Tan Sri Tawar Speaker, during my maiden speech in the year 2022 and subsequent sittings, I requested that we expedite the construction of infrastructure that is basic needs of life and prerequisite of development, specifically the construction of 188 kilometers of roads and few bridges that connect 88 settlements in Dun Katibas. I am pleased to record that our GPS government responded through Ministry of Infrastructure and Port Development, MIPD and JKL Sarawak, with the initial construction and completion of Phase 1, a 7-kilometer road from Nanga Bangkit to Upper Sungai Bangkit, and one Sungai Katibas Bridge at Nanga Bangkit. The cost is 70 million and 35 million respectively. These are not just projects. This road and bridge have begun to unlock the NCR land. With the land saving work now in progress under Section 6, we are seeing economic returns slowly but steadily to our people because we have made things happen in the kawasan. However, Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Utama Speaker, Phase 1 alone is not enough. The people of Katibas still face long, difficult journeys, muddy track, and boat ride along the deep, swelling Katibas River. Market and clinic feel too far away for us. This is everyday reality behind the statistics of rural hardship. Therefore, I rise again today with a clear and urgent submission to MIPD. Please include under RMK 13 the construction and completion of the outstanding road in Katibas to be implemented progressively by phases, so we can start early and bear forward the discipline and continuity. The outstanding road package are Sungai Musa 15 km, serving 11 settlements, Sungai Iran 16 km, serving 14 settlements, Sungai Song 15 km, serving 9 settlements, Sungai Tekalit 29 km, serving 20 settlements. Sungai Lijau 5 km, serving 4 settlements, Sungai Manap 5 km, serving 5 settlements, Sungai Katibas the longest from Kuah to Nanga Ngeranau 34 km, serving 14 settlements. Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Utama Speaker, with good road we can organize farming efficiently, bring product to the market, and take decisive step forward to eradicate poverty in the rural areas. I recognize this project may cost hundreds of millions ringgit. I'm not asking for shortcut or miracle. I'm asking for a phased implementation plan with clear sequencing so that our people can see the project year by year, not a promise that moves from one RMK to the next RMK. My actionable request to MIPD is this: confirm which of this road package will be initiated in 2026 and the following years, and provide a phasing schedule that include planning, design, land matters, and construction timeline for each zone. Recover bottlenecks, Banyu Makut and Makut Nkua. Yang Berhormat Datuk Speaker, second, I wish to request Recoda to expedite the reconstruction of Banyu Makut and Makut Nkua. These are critical passages that persistent bottleneck to develop Upper Katibas. I urge Recoda to carry out the necessary remedial action without delay, because when the bottleneck remains, the whole development chain is affected. Logistics, services, accessibility, and safety of the people. My actionable request to Rikoda is to provide a firm implementation timeline and ensure that works are executed with the required technical standard so that the bottleneck does not repeat. On digital connectivity, turning coverage into opportunity. Yang Berhormat Datuk Speaker, third, Katibas wish to extend our utmost gratitude for what I can describe as a quiet but meaningful revolution that rapid improvement and extension of telecommunication services across Katibas, especially to our rural longhouse and villages. What was once a distant hope is now becoming daily reality. Clearer call, faster data, and more reliable connectivity that links families to the opportunities. I record my appreciation to the Government of Sarawak, Sarawak Multimedia Authority, the Ministry of Utilities, Sarawak Multimedia Authority and Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission, Sarawak Digital Economy Corporation, our telco partner and contractors who braved the rivers, hill and rain to install towers, fiber backhaul and satellite link. Terima kasih semua kepada yang bertugas di kawasan. The progress belongs also to the people of Katibas. Your patient feedback and cooperation made it possible. Oleh itu saya mohon rakyat-rakyat di Katibas supaya tidak mengganggu apa-apa yang dibawa ke Katibas untuk pemasangan tower, pemasangan projek-projek lain. Kalau tidak menjadi dikacau kita atau dihalau kita, dibuat karena itu dan ini, maka kita yang sebagai penerima akan lambat menerima pembangunan di kawasan kita. My actionable request to the relevant agencies is ensure that connectivity upgrade does not stop at coverage. Please strengthen the reliability, maintenance response and last mile performance so connectivity truly support education, economic activity and public services. Water and electricity, basic dignity and healthier communities. Yang Berhormat Datuk Speaker, I wish to extend our gratitude to the GPS government under the Ministry of Utility for the successful completion of 4 million litre per day water supply project, adding to the existing 4 km that make us 8 million litres per day for steady supply and for ongoing progress of the another new project 20 million litres per day now under construction. The recent completion 4 million litre per day project is already changing our life. Clean water, reliable for homes, school, clinics and small business. It means better health, hygiene and dignity. It also proved that when planning is sound and teamwork is strong, the result arrive on time and to the standard. We are equally encouraged by the continued progress of 20 million litres project. To the ministry and the department, I respectfully ask, please follow up and follow through so outstanding issues are resolved early, not after commissioning. On electricity, we express appreciation for the allocation granted during the Sarawak Development Coordination Committee meeting in Kapit to connect Katibas community to Sarawak Energy Berhad Power Network under the ALAP program. Reliable electricity means brighter home for families and safer night for students to study and complete their homework. I also support the micro-enterprise refrigeration equipment and community safety under this new initiative. My actionable request is confirm the rollout schedule for Katibas under ALAP, which what areas in 2026, what areas next, and what the community needs to prepare so implementation is smooth. Facilities for livelihood, housing, terminal, market, and rural uplift. Yang Berhormat Datuk Speaker, while the infrastructure is the foundation, our people also need the facilities that turn asset into outcome. First, I humbly request funding to support affordable housing development under Skim Penempatan Semula dan Skim Pembesaran Kampung program for Katibas. Our request has been submitted by the Jabatan Tanah dan Sabeh Kapit to their headquarters, and I respectively request prompt approval for implementation. Second, Katibas require both a bus terminal and a riverine integrated terminal.
These are not luxuries, they are practical infrastructure to support our ecotourism, facilitate good and passenger movement, and enable local and government agencies to board their boats securely and safely. I urge the Ministry of Transport Sarawak to expedite the construction. Our request has been submitted through to Majelis Daerah Kapit. Third, the construction of Song Jangga Produce Market has been outstanding since 2019 under Majelis Daerah Kapit. Our people are waiting to market their product to earn a living. I respectfully request serious intervention so that this project can finally be delivered and people start making their business. My actionable requests are straightforward. For SPK and SPS, Terminal and Song Jangga Produce Market, please provide decision status, implementation timeline, and if constraints exist, state them clearly so that we can resolve them together rather than leaving the project at limbo. Strengthening human capital and the land security so progress is shared. Yang Berhormat Datuk Speaker, Sarawak has achieved high income status as recognized by the World Bank. We thank the Sarawak government under the leadership of our Premier for the achievement. But our work is not finished until this status is felt by every longhouse and every household in Katibas. We are rich in spirit and potential. Our people are hardworking, youth are eager to learn. Our land holds opportunities in agriculture, ecotourism, and micro-enterprise. Yet, too many families still face unstable income, limited market access, and barrier to skill and finance. We do not ask for charity, we ask for partnership to unlock the potential that exists in Katibas. Katibas has about 89,000 hectares of NCR land. I request our GPS government through the relevant ministry to provide sufficient funding to support for socio-economic activities. I also request EPU Sarawak to assist in socio-economic studies to determine available blue ocean opportunities for our people. On education, I must also highlight a matter of concern. The recent announcement on Ujian Penilaian Dual Language Program. Sarawak has shocked many of us as parents or stakeholders. The results are not encouraging for STEM subjects, especially science and mathematics. I understand the shortcomings faced by our rural school, including facilities such as science laboratory. Therefore, I request Sarawak government to, in particular, Ministry of Education, Innovation and Talent Development, to intervene by building shared facilities for the 3 secondary schools in Katibas. This is to strengthen our outcome. The least we can do is to ensure our children are not disadvantaged simply because of who they are. On land administration, I thank the Land and Survey Department for conducting perimeter survey, issuing gazette and providing title to landowners in Dun Katibas. I propose that this exercise to be continued to avoid future dispute and prevent the risk of losing our land. Finally, sir, I wish to request the government to earmark Song District as an affirmative action area to speed up overall development. Sarawak will not be fully developed until Katibas is developed. In Iban, until Katibas nak mansang, Sarawak nak memansang. In conclusion, Yang Berhormat Datuk Speaker, my theme is simple. When we build the basics, we unlock the livelihood. Road and bridges open access. Connectivity open opportunity. Water and electricity restore dignity. Facilities and market turn effort into income. Education and land security ensure progress is shared and sustained. With this submission and request, I beg to support the supply bill for the year 2026-2025. Thank you, Yang Berhormat Datuk Speaker.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Katibas. May I call upon Yang Berhormat Berkelalan, please.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the privilege to address this esteemed House today regarding the Supply Bill 2026 presented by the Right Honourable Premier on the 24th November 2025. I wish to go straight into the point that affected my constituency. First, the proposal to gazette the Ulu Trusan area as protected forest. Mr. Speaker, I must express my concern about the government's third attempt to designate a significant area in Ulu Trusan located in my constituency as a protected forest, which we refer to as the Ulu Trusan Protected Forest. The initial proposal was made in May 2015, followed by a second attempt in February 2022, both of which faced strong opposition from the affected community. Petition was submitted on both to the former Chief Minister and the current Premier, leading to the suspension of those proposals. Thus, it is profoundly disappointing that we find ourselves in this position once again. On 21st July 2025, the Regional Press Office in Limbang issued a memorandum directing the district officer to publish Gazette number 283 on the district office notice board in Lawas, initiating the process for the proposed declaration of the Ulu Trusan Protected Forest. On behalf of my community, I submitted a petition with over 2,257 signatures to the Honorable Premier on 24th September 2025, requesting the immediate withdrawal of this Gazette. Mr. Speaker, what troubles me is the absence of prior consultation with the community before issuing the memorandum. This disregard for consultation is alarming, especially in light of clear assurances provided to me in 2022 during a meeting with the Premier, the relevant agency, where it was promised that consultation would precede any future proposal. Had proper consultation been conducted, the authorities would have been acutely aware of the community's steadfast opposition to this designation. The vast land area proposed would severely restrict local people's ability to continue the traditional way of life. In our petition dated 3rd September 2025, Mr. Speaker, we outlined our grievances regarding the government's failure to adhere to the consultation requirement set forth in the Forest Ordinance 2015, leaving our community feeling overlooked and marginalized. Our key concerns include: 1, loss of native custody rights and privileges. The proposal threatened to extinguish our native custody rights and privileges, which we have upheld and practiced for generations prior to 1st January 1954. Our access to land and natural resources is essential to our survival, cultural identity, and heritage. 2, threat to livelihood. The Lunbawang community relies heavily on the forest for sustenance. Activities such as hunting, fishing, and gathering jungle produce are vital to our existence. Timber from the forest is used for construction and firewood, while we depend on various forest resources for weaving traditional items. Restriction on access to these resources pose a direct threat to our families' livelihoods. 3, cultural erosion. The forest is not merely a resource, it is the heart of our cultural heritage. Traditional attire instruments are crafted from material found in the forest. Without access to these resources, our rich tradition face the risk of being lost to future generations. Mr. Speaker, from this observation, it is abundantly clear that the community strongly opposes this proposal. While we commend the aim of environmental preservation, such objectives must be balanced with the voices and needs of the very people who have lived on this land for generations. Section 14 and 21 of the Forest Ordinance 2015 provide avenues for recognizing community rights and privileges. Therefore, I urge the government to commit to facilitating an inclusive and transparent consultation process with our community regarding these ancestral lands and forests. The people are ready to engage in a dialogue, and as their representative, I am duty-bound to ensure their voices are heard. On second issue, Lawas Hospital. Mr. Speaker, I acknowledge that the new Lawas Hospital is slated to completion in May 2026. This long-awaited project has been classified as sick project for many years and has finally been retendered. I applaud the government's effort as well as the contractor's dedication to bringing it to fruition. The residents of Lawas are relieved that they will soon have a fully functioning hospital, alleviating the need to travel to Miri or Kota Kinabalu for specialized medical care. In this context, I strongly urge the resident specialists be appointed at the new hospital. However, I want to draw attention to several rural clinics within my constituency, such as those in Longsemado, Baklalan, and Tanglepadan in Trusan, that remain in dire need of repair and reconstruction. During our last sitting, the Deputy Premier disclosed that 76% of health clinics in Sarawak are in poor condition. This statistic is unacceptable, especially for a state progressing in economic development. Rural communities deserve access to health care of equal quality to that available in the urban centers. Therefore, I inquire whether the rural clinic in Lawas will also be staffed by resident doctors similar to the clinic in Barrio, rather than relying solely on nurses or medical officers. While I recognize this issue falls under the federal government, Mr. Speaker, I essentially hope that the overseeing state ministry will advocate for the urgent repair of rural clinics and the deployment of full-time resident doctors to these facilities. On drug abuse. Mr. Speaker, drug abuse remains a profound concern in Lawas and across the nation. And I understand that the honourable member from Radong also had raised this issue earlier on. The alarming spread of Sabu poses a significant threat, and despite decades of awareness campaigns and enforcement action, the problem continues to escalate. In September this year, the Federal Home Minister emphasized that synthetic drugs are the region's most pressing narcotics challenge, as noted at the 19th ASEAN Ministerial Meeting on Transnational Crime. I have previously brought this issue to the attention of this House multiple times. In May 2012, I reported that Sabu was openly available for purchase even in local markets. At that time, I was informed that 1 in every 5 individuals had experimented with it. I have collaborated with the Sarawak National Anti-Drugs Agency, AADK, and the Lawas OSPD and facilitated discussion with the community. Sadly, the situation has persisted and worsened despite these efforts. Families are suffering, possessions are being stolen to fund addiction, and many victims refrain from reporting this theft due to fear of retaliation. Disturbingly, I have learned that my name has been misused by drug dealers who claim that their arrests are a consequence of my outspoken stance on this issue. While we may not be able to eradicate drug abuse entirely, Mr. Speaker, it is imperative for us to unite government, enforcement agencies, community leaders, and civil society to prevent further youth from succumbing to addiction and to support those affected. I strongly propose that the government establish a drug rehabilitation center in Lawas, and without such a facility, the social and economic costs of addiction, broken families, financial despair, and lost lives will continue to soar. Furthermore, I propose integrating drug abuse awareness into the school syllabus. Preventive education must begin as early as primary school. The Sarawak-Sabah Link Road. Mr. Speaker, I reiterate my call for contractors working on both Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the SSLR to strictly adhere to safety standards and construction specifications set by the consultant. Additionally, I urge the local manpower be employed, particularly for Phase 2 Package 3 to Baklalan and Package 4B to Limbang. I have received credible information suggesting that some Phase 2 contractors are subcontracting to foreign entities from China, dismiss local workers in favor of foreign labor. I seek clarification from the government regarding this practice. In terms of road safety, it is essential that proper temporary bypass lanes be constructed. I'm informed that foreign subcontractors are neglecting to provide such bypasses, posing a significant risk to road users navigating these unfamiliar and challenging terrains. Mr. Speaker, moreover, concerning Package 3 from Longkumap to CIQS at Long Midang Budukdur, I've been informed that the road does not extend all the way to CIQS, stopping approximately 10 to 14 kilometers short. I request information on when this final stretch will be extended and the expected timeline for its completion, as this connection is critical for seamless integration with Nusantara. Lastly, in relation to road infrastructure, I welcome the Premier's announcement that the Sarawak government will assume responsibility for former logging roads connecting longhouses in villages, designating them as public roads for public use. This initiative is commendable, as such road can now be eligible for Maris or Malaysian Road record information system funding for the repair and maintenance. In this context, Mr. Speaker, I respectfully request that the logging road beginning at the termination of phase 1 of the SSLR at Long Luping Junction and extending to Kampung Long Adang, passing through my village Kampung Pak Brunut, benefiting more than 10 villages and Penan settlements, be prioritized for adoption. I previously communicated with the Ministry of Infrastructure and Port Development regarding this alignment, which served as a crucial link between existing SSLR Phase 1 and Phase 2, and at the same time fulfilling the government's plan to connect every village in Sarawak with roads. I earnestly hope the Ministry will move forward with its implementation without undue delay. Tourism potential in Baklalan. The Speaker, Sarawak Sabaling Road, Phase 1 and 2 progresses. Phase 1 expected to be completed by early 2027, and Phase 2 within the following 4 years. I envision that my constituency will emerge as a vibrant corridor of movement and opportunity. Additionally, with the impending establishment of Nusantara, Indonesia's new capital in Kalimantan, and the completion of the CRQS complex at Buduk Nur, Long Midang, the Lawas Highlands are strategically positioned to benefit from increased cross-border tourism and trade. I maintain that the Lawas Highland is one of the most pictured regions in Sarawak. The majestic mountain part of the Kruka Range in Sabah and the Tama Abu Range in Sarawak offer breathtaking views and pristine nature that are sure to attract both domestic and international visitors, particularly upon completion of the SSLR. We take pride that Gunung Murud, the highest mountain in Sarawak, resides in NH1 Baklalan. It presents an opportunity to mountain trekking, climbing, bird watching, and the exploration of our unique flora and fauna. Not far from Gunung Murud lies Batu Lawi, the third highest mountain in Sarawak, which also possesses great tourism potential. Moreover, the Trusan River, still largely unexplored, holds immense promise for rafting and water adventure activities. Our highlands are also renowned for producing some of Malaysia's finest agricultural products, our world-famous Adan rice, white, red, and black varieties, the sweetest pineapple in Sarawak, and extraction activities from the tenom tree, scientifically known as Listia cubiva, in Long Talingan, Long Kerbangan, and Long Rosu. I may be biased, Mr. Speaker, but having traveled extensively across the country, I confidently assert that the Lawas Highland is among the premier destinations in Malaysia for promoting ecotourism and agrotourism. Additionally, our region is endowed with unique biodiversity. The Payak Maga Highlands in Long Sukang are home to the black oriole, Oriolus hosi, a bird once thought to be extinct and rediscovered in our area. For bird enthusiasts, this alone is a remarkable treasure. Furthermore, all 8 species of the hornbills, the proud symbol of Sarawak, can be observed in our region, including within my farm in Ruadachang. I commend MOTEC to recently organizing a program in my constituency to guide residents on homestay requirement and facilitate registration. I appreciate the directors of MOTEC and Tourism Sarawak for their engagement, and I genuinely hope that both the Ministry of Tourism and the Sarawak Tourism Board will consider developing the Lawas Highlands with concrete and sustainable initiative. With a well-structured vision, this area could certainly evolve into Sarawak equivalent of Cameron Highland, Genting Highland, or even Kudasan in Sabah, a thriving eco-friendly destination for both ecotourism and agrotourism. Offshore oil gas deposit in Limbangan, Lawas. Earlier this month, the Premier announced that initial studies conducted by Petros have indicated potential onshore oil and gas deposit in Limbangan, Lawas, with detailed studies currently underway. If confirmed, this discovery could yield substantial economic benefit for both districts. However, I urge that highly trained experts be employed to ensure safety and to prevent accidents, such as the pipeline explosion that previously occurred along the Petronas pipeline, which ultimately had to be decommissioned. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I extend my warmest wishes for a blessed Christmas to all Sarawakian Christians and to everyone a happy New Year 2026. May God bless Sarawak and all the people, and may justice and righteousness flow like the mighty Rajang River from this esteemed house to enrich our beloved fair land Sarawak. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your indulgence.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Baklalan. I'd like to call Yang Berhormat Jepak, please.
Terima kasih, Yang Berhormat Datuk Speaker. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam Ibu Pertiwiku, salam Sarawakku sayang, dan salam Sarawak maju mamo. Terima kasih Datuk Speaker yang telah memberi peluang kepada saya untuk mengambil bahagian dalam rang Undang-Undang Pembekalan 2026 Bil 2025. Datuk Speaker, di kesempatan ini, Dewan yang mulia ini, saya dan warga Dun Jepak merakamkan setinggi-tinggi tahniah kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier Sarawak, sebagai penerima tunggal dari Borneo, iaitu The Order of Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Star yang dianugerahkan oleh Kerajaan Jepun pada 11 November 2025. Anugerah tertinggi ini diberikan atas sumbangan Yang Amat Berhormat Premier dalam memperkukuhkan hubungan dua hala antara Malaysia dan Jepun, khususnya dalam kerjasama ekonomi, tenaga boleh diperbarui, keselamatan tenaga dan pemeliharaan hutan. Diucapkan tahniah juga kepada Tan Sri Dato' Amat Speaker di atas pelantikan semula sebagai Speaker Dewan Undangan Negeri Sarawak bagi Penggal ke-10. Tempoh perkhidmatan lebih 2 dekad menjadikan Tan Sri Dato' Amat Speaker antara tokoh legislatif yang paling berpengalaman dalam sejarah pentadbiran negara. Di sini juga saya dan warga Dun Jepak merakamkan setinggi-tinggi tahniah kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier Sarawak dan barisan kepimpinan GPS serta penjawat awam negeri Sarawak di atas kejayaan mencatat pendapatan sebanyak RM10.3 bilion setakat Oktober dan dijangka mencapai RM12.1 bilion bagi tahun 2025. Bagi belanjawan 2026, Kerajaan Sarawak mensasarkan pendapatan kepada RM13.05 bilion dan memperuntukkan perbelanjaan RM12.9 bilion, iaitu merangkumi RM5.6 bilion untuk perbelanjaan mengurus dan RM7.3 bilion untuk pembangunan, serta menjadikan jumlah keseluruhan pembangunan kepada RM9.3 bilion, iaitu brought forward baki. Belanjawan ini jangka mencatat lebihan RM144 juta dengan fokus kepada pembangunan infrastruktur, transformasi digital, pembangunan mampan serta kesejahteraan rakyat dengan matlamat membawa Sarawak ke ekonomi berpendapatan tinggi dan menjadikan negeri ini sebagai hub tenaga boleh diperbarui dan hijau. Tema belanjawan ini adalah memperkasakan rakyat, memacu kemakmuran, membina masa depan berdaya tahan dengan 9 strategi termasuk pembangunan ekonomi, pendidikan berkualiti, pemeliharaan sumber asli, pemakasaan budaya dan inovasi. Belanjawan Sarawak 2026 turut menekankan pengurusan kewangan berhemat dan penyelesaian dasar untuk memastikan pembangunan yang inklusif dan lestari sejajar dengan Pelan Pembangunan Sarawak 2030, iaitu PCDS 2030. Peruntukan bagi pembangunan sebanyak RM9.3 bilion merangkumi pelbagai projek untuk memastikan pertumbuhan ekonomi yang berdaya tahan terhadap cabaran ekonomi global. Di samping itu, terdapat juga penekanan kepada kesejahteraan rakyat melalui subsidi bersasar dan bantuan sosial yang lebih efektif. Ini menunjukkan komitmen Kerajaan Sarawak untuk memastikan pembangunan lebih seimbang dan memperkukuhkan kedudukan fizikal negeri dalam memajukan kemajuan sosial dan ekonomi yang inklusif. Datuk Speaker, izinkan saya menyentuh isu dan pembangunan di kawasan saya yang masih memerlukan perhatian dan pertimbangan yang sewajarnya untuk kesejahteraan rakyat keseluruhannya. Keperluan adalah seperti berikut. Yang pertama, rangka pelan mitigasi banjir Bintulu. Kerajaan perlu merangka pelan mitigasi banjir komprehensif di Bintulu bagi mengelakkan bencana besar yang berlaku pada tahun ini, iaitu pada 29 Januari 2025 dari berulang. Maka dengan itu, satu perancangan pelan tindakan jangka pendek dan jangka panjang melibatkan Sungai Sibiu dan Kuala Batang Kemena perlu dilaksanakan segera. Bagi tindakan jangka pendek yang perlu dilaksanakan iaitu menaik taraf sistem pemerintahan usang ke monsoon drain di Bintulu, terutama di kawasan kampung dan perumahan berdasarkan peningkatan jumlah kampung dan taman perumahan. B. Melaksanakan penyelenggaraan sistem pemerintahan yang efektif dan berkualiti di kampung dan di perumahan setiap tahun. C. Melaksanakan penyelenggaraan sistem pemerintahan yang efektif dan berkualiti di kawasan luar bandar yang melibatkan kawasan rumah panjang dan kampung setiap tahun. D. Menyediakan penanda aras banjir yang perlu diletakkan di kawasan jalan raya yang kerap dilanda banjir. E. Mewujudkan SIARAN banjir sebagai sistem amaran awal automatik yang menggunakan teknologi moden untuk memantau paras air sungai secara langsung dan membunyikan SIARAN untuk memberi amaran kepada penduduk setempat tentang potensi banjir. F. Pemasangan pam monsun yang mampu mengelakkan banjir besar dan mengawal aras air daripada menjejaskan kediaman penduduk. Ianya berpandang menyedut air melimpah dan mengalirkannya ke longkang monsun. Manakala untuk jangka panjang, Sungai Sibiu dan Kuala Batang Kemana perlu diselenggarakan dengan melibatkan kerja penambahbaikan, pelebaran, pendalaman dan penyelenggaraan berkala untuk mengatasi masalah banjir ini. Kerja ini perlu dilaksanakan di bawah RK-13 di bawah rolling plan yang pertama. B. Perancangan pembangunan kampung baru atau taman perumahan diwajibkan dibina kolam tangguhan banjir yang berfungsi bagi menangani banjir disebabkan oleh hujan luar biasa. Modus operandi kolam ini adalah untuk mempercepatkan aliran air yang melimpah ke kolam ini bagi mengelak jalan raya dan pendapatan penduduk dilanda banjir kilat. Selain itu, kolam ini juga boleh dijadikan sebagai pusat riadah dan rekreasi penduduk setempat. C. Penempatan semula bagi penduduk yang mendiami sepanjang Sungai Sibiu ke pendapatan baru di Jepak. Maka harapan warga Jepak agar permohonan ini dapat dilaksanakan segera kerana kesan banjir pada tahun 2025 telah menyebabkan penduduk Bintulu trauma dan mengalami kerugian harta benda yang besar. Untuk kedua pula, Sarawak Agrofest Perdana berpusat kekal di Bintulu. Agrofest Bintulu pada tahun 2025 telah berjaya mencatatkan rekod jualan melebihi RM5.4 juta dan berjaya menarik pengunjung melebihi 800,000 orang sepanjang berlangsung 8 hari bermula dari 22 hingga 30 Ogos 2025. Sarawak Agrofest 2025 ini menampilkan 230 laluan pameran melibatkan agensi kerajaan, syarikat swasta, usahawan tani serta koperasi tempatan. Bertemakan sektor industri agro melalui teknologi pintar, Sarawak Agrofest 2025 bertujuan mengetengahkan teknologi moden pertanian, peluang pelebaran makanan serta mempulaskan pasaran produk agro Sarawak. Pengunjung kali ini juga menekankan aspek inovasi dalam penganjuran kali ini menekankan aspek inovasi dalam sektor pertanian dan peternakan sejajar dengan Matlamat Kerajaan Negeri untuk menjadikan Sarawak sebagai pengeksport utama makanan segar dan organik di rantau ini. Oleh demikian itu, di sini saya mengesyorkan agar Bintulu dijadikan lokasi kekal untuk penganjuran Agrofest perdana setiap tahun berdasarkan pencapaian di atas. Ini kerana kedudukan Bintulu amat strategik dan permainan industri pertanian ataupun perdagangan berada di sekitar dan berhampiran dengan Bintulu. Ketiga, Bintulu perlu dibina lebih banyak sekolah. Merujuk data setakat pada 16 Oktober 2025, di Bintulu terdapat 26 buah sekolah rendah dan jumlah pelajar 18,788 orang. Manakala bagi 6 buah sekolah menengah dengan jumlah pelajar 14,023 orang. Jumlah keseluruhan pelajar adalah 33,962 orang. Populasi pelajar di peringkat sekolah rendah dan menengah telah menunjukkan peningkatan menyebabkan beberapa sekolah terpaksa mengadakan 2 sesi. Butiran adalah seperti berikut. A. Sekolah rendah. Sekolah Kampung Jepak 1,194 orang. SK Ulu Segan 722 orang. Walaupun sekolah ini baru tetapi memerlukan blok tambahan. SK Kedurong 1,250 orang. SK St. Anthony 1,146 orang. SK Tanjung Batu 1,880 orang. Untuk sekolah menengah, SMK Kemana 1,942 orang. SMK Baru 2,129 orang. SMK Bintulu 3,448 orang, SMK Asyakirin 1,551 orang, SMK Bandar Bintulu 2,003 orang dan SMK Kidurong 2,450 orang. Menurut Encik Pakas Abdullah, Presiden Kesatuan Guru Sarawak STU, semasa persidangan perwakilan dui tahunan STU ke-25 di Hotel Penview, berkata populasi di bahagian Bintulu berkembang dengan pesat dan ia memerlukan lebih banyak sekolah untuk melaporkan kepadatan pelajar dalam sebuah bilik sekolah. Beliau juga menjelaskan perlu mengambil kira prosedur operasi yang telah ditetapkan oleh Kementerian Kesihatan, iaitu jarak 1 meter. Jumlah bilik belajar sememangnya tidak cukup untuk menampungkan jumlah pelajar. Oleh demikian, Bintulu amat memerlukan sekolah baru bagi menampung populasi yang semakin meningkat dan demi keselesaan pelajar. Keempat, pembinaan mini stadium di Jepak. Fasiliti sukan seperti mini stadium akan menjadikan tumpuan golongan belia terlibat aktif dalam sukan. Bakat mereka dapat digilap dengan mencokel potensi diri yang ada pada mereka melalui sukan. Impak dari sukan, kata beliau, adalah seperti berikut. Pertama, memupuk perpaduan dan integrasi. Sukan menjadi medan untuk rakyat berbilang kaum dan latar belakang untuk berinteraksi, bekerjasama dan bersaing dalam suasana yang harmoni sekaligus mengukuhkan hubungan silaturahim. Kedua, mengisi lapang dengan aktiviti positif. Sukan menyediakan aktiviti yang sehat dan bermanfaat untuk mengisi masa lapang terutama bagi golongan muda, sekaligus mengurangkan kemungkinan mereka terlibat dalam aktiviti yang tidak sihat ataupun jenayah. Ketiga, membangunkan karakter dan disiplin. Melalui sukan, individu dapat mempelajari nilai-nilai seperti disiplin, kerjasama dan integriti. Kejayaan dan kekalahan dalam sukan juga mengajar tentang pengurusan emosi, ketabahan dan semangat kesukanan. Keempat, meningkatkan kesihatan mental dan fizikal. Aktiviti sukan yang kerap dapat meningkatkan kesihatan fizikal dan mental yang secara tidak langsung mengurangkan stres dan tekanan, menjurus kepada masyarakat yang lebih sihat dan positif. Secara tidak langsung, kerajaan telah mewujudkan faktor-faktor pelindung ke atas belia melalui fasiliti sukan dan penganjuran aktiviti ataupun program untuk menjauhi diri mereka daripada terjebak gejala sosial dan penyalahgunaan bahan terlarang. Kelima, Jepak Waterfront. Pembinaan Jepak Waterfront adalah merupakan value added atau nilai tambah kepada Jambatan Tun Taib Mahmud sebagai new landmark di Bintulu. Lokasi yang cadangkan untuk Jepak Waterfront ialah bermula daripada Bintulu Integrated Administrative Centre IAC dengan panjangnya 3 km menghadap Laut Cina Selatan. Impak daripada Jepak Waterfront adalah seperti berikut. Pertama, membangunkan ekonomi tempatan, iaitu mewujudkan ruang komersial seperti gerai penjajah dan landscape yang cantik menjadi tarikan pelancong dalam dan luar negara. Kedua, meningkatkan aktiviti rekreasi, menyediakan ruang awam untuk pelbagai fungsi sosial seperti taman rekreasi, track jogging atau walking, outdoor gym, tapak perkemahan dan sebagainya untuk tarikan pengunjung ke waterfront Jepak. Ketiga, mengendalikan hakisan pantai, memperkukuhkan tebingan pantai bagi mengelakkan kejadian hakisan yang menjejaskan kawasan sekitar melalui pembinaan retaining wall dan wave breaker, terutamanya di kawasan Bintulu Integrated Administrative Centre iaitu IAC. Keempat, memperbaiki estetika bandar, mengubahkan kawasan tepi pantai menjadi lebih menarik dan mesra pengguna dengan reka bentuk berdasarkan teknologi hijau dan bertemakan etnik dan budaya masyarakat di Bintulu. Oleh itu, Jepak Waterfront adalah untuk rakyat Jepak dan akan menjadi kebanggaan mereka dan generasi seterusnya. Keenam, naik taraf klinik kesihatan Kuala Tatau. Klinik kesihatan Kuala Tatau berada di kawasan luar bandar dan menyediakan perkhidmatan kesihatan untuk penduduk di kawasan pesisiran dan rumah panjang berdekatan. Keadaan bangunan kontras masih buatan dari kayu. Maka di sini saya mohon klinik kesihatan Tatau dinaik taraf untuk meningkatkan akses kesihatan yang selesa dan ditambah baik infrastruktur, pemulihan peralatan baru serta diangkat mutu perkhidmatan perubatan. Klinik ini perlu disediakan kemudahan lebih lengkap termasuk mamal diagnostik, perkhidmatan X-ray dan perkhidmatan ambulan. Penaik taraf kali ini akan meningkatkan taraf penyampaian perkhidmatan dalam pengoperasian klinik, justru memberi manfaat kepada masyarakat setempat. Datuk Speaker, di sini saya ingin mengakhiri dengan ucapan pantun. Kerabu ikan kelah hirisan kuini, campur cekor dengan daun selasih, Di mentang sudah berjelawan terkini, ayat bersyukur tiada yang tersisih. Kalau memakai kain pelekat, di bawah berjalan dapat selesa. Kalau pandai memimpin umat, negara aman, rakyat sentosa. Akhir kata, di sini saya ingin mengucapkan selamat menyambut Hari Krismas dan selamat menyambut Tahun Baru 2026 kepada semua ahli-ahli yang berhormat dan semua yang hadir dalam Dewan ini bagi yang meraihkannya. Sama-sama kita berdoa agar Allah memberkati Belanjawan 2026 dan dirahsiai seluruh rakyat Sarawak. Dengan ini, Datuk Speaker sukacitanya dapat menyokong sepenuh Rang Undang-Undang Pembekalan 2026 Bil 2025 yang dibentangkan oleh Yang Amat Berhormat Premier Sarawak, Menteri Kewangan dan Ekonomi Baru. Sekian, terima kasih.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormat cepat. I'd like to call Yang Berhormat Pending, please.
Thank you, Tuan Speaker. Tuan Speaker, on the 1st of August, when Kuching Water Board, Sibu Water Board and Laku Management were merged into Sarawak Water Sdn Bhd under SFS Incorporated, the public was promised better service, cleaner water and stronger management. KWB and SWB were said to be dissolved. The launch was grand, expectations were high. Yet 4 months later, until today, instead of improvement, we still see chaos, confusion, disorder, and a complete lack of basic readiness. The announcement was polished, but what followed has been a mess. Even the Sarawak Water website reflects the confusion. The website has not even been updated until today. If you go and access the website, go to your handphone now or go to your laptop, you will see the introduction states, formerly known as Laku Management Sdn Bhd. Where are Kuching Water Board and Sibu Water Board? How can a merger involving 3 major agencies end up looking like a mere rebranding exercise of one? The website also claims Sarawak Water has about 500 staff. But the Minister of Utilities and Telecommunication had earlier stated during the launch that 1,214 out of 1,248 staff agreed to join the new entity. So I ask, where did the rest go? How did 1,200 staff shrink to 500 staff? This huge discrepancy exposes poor planning and weak coordination. The staff list online is almost entirely from Laku. Where are the staff from Kuching Water Board and Sibu Water Board? The corporate profile, except the board of directors, you see pictures of them with the SS and the other perm sex photos in there, the rest are incomplete. If you access the management team, until today, it's still under construction. If you go to the organization structure, to be updated soon, 4 months until now, you still need time to update. That's why the corporate profile is empty, no organization chart as well. The website itself is in disarray, mirroring the state of the organization. I also learned that there is still no confirmed CEO, until now still acting sampai bila? Is Sarawak truly so lacking in qualified leaders that we cannot appoint a CEO to run our statewide water supply? I understand that only 2 people are effectively holding the fort of the top management, and no full management meeting has taken place since the launch. The 3 entities met only once during the town hall session. After that, everything became unclear. How does the state expect stability, planning, or accountability when the leadership structure itself is missing? Furthermore, I have yet to see the official document confirming the dissolution of Kuching Water Board and Sibu Water Board. The minister insists they have been dissolved, but where is the proof as required under Section 19(5) of the Water Ordinance 1994? Why are the official website of Kuching Water Board and Sibu Water Board is still running? You still can access. On the ground, Kuching residents still receive Kuching Water Board application form with a Sarawak Water Sdn Bhd stamp on it. Operations still carry the old names. This alone shows Sarawak Water Sdn Bhd is not ready. 4 months after the launch, even the basic remain in pieces. Tuan Speaker, that is why our water problems continue. Muddy water, dirty water, constant leaks, frequent interruption. In Cebu, some areas had no water for days. In Kuching, there are only 2 functioning tankers. One small, one large in operation. The rest all out of service. How can Sarawak Water handle water emergency for a growing city with just 2 tankers, one small, one big? When ART construction repeatedly damages water pipes in Tabuan Jaya or Jalan Kana, Sutong area, yet there is not even sufficient tanker support to supply affected residents. Tuan Speaker, the Minister said the merger would strengthen water supply management, improve asset planning and deliver higher consumer satisfaction. But every functioning organization begins with an organization chart with clear roles, clear reporting lines, clear structure. Sarawak Water does not even have this basic foundation. How do you run a statewide water without a proper structure? The Minister also promised staff that their welfare will be protected, yet overtime payments have not been met since August. Why didn't you pay up your staff for their overtime? Staff who work nights, weekends, and odd hours to ensure residents have water have not been paid for their dues. Permanent staff nearing retirement are unsure if their pensions are secure. Contract staff were told they would receive a 20% increase through the public service remuneration system, yet even that is not reflected in their new basic salary. Meanwhile, senior personnel are travelling extensively while ground staff remain uninformed about the direction of the organisation. They are anxious, confused, and feeling leaderless. This is not a good governance. Tuan Speaker, I therefore urge the Yang Amat Berhormat Premier to intervene. The purpose of the consolidation was to create efficiency, integration, and reliability, paving the way for 100% clean water coverage by 2030. But Sarawak Water today is no way close to achieving this vision. So I would like to remind the Minister concerned, he may travel as he wishes, but he must first put his house in order. Tuan Speaker, KCPS Sdn Bhd has been appointed since 2005 to manage car parking bays within the DBKU and MBKS jurisdictions in Kuching. The company is owned by MBKS 26%, DBKU 26%, and Rezeki Tinggi Sdn Bhd 48% shareholding. This means 52% of KCPS is effectively owned by the public through their local councils. Therefore, the public has every right to demand transparency and accountability over its operation and finances. Tuan Speaker, this company made profit in the beginning of the year, except year 2013. Yet from year 2017 onwards, its performance has deteriorated sharply. KCPS recorded losses in 2013, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, 2022, and more severely in 2023. I have yet to see the audited report for 2024. Its losses reaches 2,193,517. Meanwhile, the company's current liability has skyrocketed to 40,225,499,000 in 2023. This is not merely a financial concern, it is a glaring sign of systematic mismanagement. Even more troubling, despite holding a monopoly over parking operations in Kuching, KCPS only declared dividends in 4 years throughout the past 2 decades. That is year 2008, 2009, 2010, and 2011. This directly contradicts the company's own promotional claim as stated in their website since its operation starting 1st February 2005. The Kuching City authorities of DBKU and MBKS have enjoyed a triple money guaranteed parking bay rental income with an additional 52% year-end dividend from KCPS as compared to the former concession holder. This is what is published in their website. In reality, over the 25 years of operation, forgot. Deputy Speaker, you were once a director there, so you know what I'm saying, right? Okay.
I resign
Yes. Oh,
Very
okay.
many years ago.
Yeah, many years. I saw from the audited report. I saw your name there.
I think you forgot. Maybe those what do you call it? Good years where they paid dividend.
Yes.
I was there.
Yes, you were there when the company was making profit.
Yeah, and I was out.
Yeah.
That's why the company went down probably.
Oh, that's very bad. Where were I?
Thank you, Annie.
Yeah, I have to acknowledge that you've done a good job. In reality, over the 25 years of operations, the total dividends paid out amount only to 623,500. How does this reflect well on a company tasked with managing an essential urban service, and one that is majority owned by DBKU and MBKS? I also found that directors' fees were paid out in 2017, 2018, and 2019, despite the company recording losses and declaring no dividends. When the company were making losses, no dividends, but the director can receive their directorship fees. How can a loss-making company justify paying director while failing to deliver returns to the very public that owns it? Tuan Speaker, how did a once profitable parking operator spiral into years of losses? What changed? Who made this decision? Did DBKU and BKS exercise proper oversight, or did they simply close one eye while the company bled financially? Between the two councils, we would like to know which council is more efficient in terms of collections of the overparking coupons. This question must be answered, as that is not just credibility of KCPS, but the integrity of our public institutions. This reflects very poorly on both MBKS and DBKU. Institution entrusted with safeguarding a public asset. If our council cannot even manage a parking company properly, how can the public trust them to manage city-wide infrastructure and essential services? Tuan Speaker,
I just want to ask clarification. Probably it is not.
Can you
that
stop my time? Later you give me.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You see, just be fair, because there are two mayors there.
Yes.
And they are actually responsible people.
Yes.
And to be fair, have you not explored before you put or advance the assault on them?
No,
have you not considered the challenges the city of Kuching poses towards their responsibility? I think if you put that in your argument, you'll be a fair, what do you call that, argument. I think it's just to, short of casting improper motive. I'm just observing from this angle. Thank you.
Deputy Speaker, I'm not imputing any improper motive, but I put forward all these questions because nobody have ever delved into this issue previously, and we would like to know. That's why I bring it out in this day one, so that the Minister of the Local Government, during his winding up speech, can enlighten us, give us a clearer picture, a better understanding, so that we do not have all this confusion. And Tuan Speaker, the public working around downtown areas, including Carpenter Street, Main Bazaar, China Street, feedback that the Pay and Go apps does not provide season parking at those areas, and thus would like to request Pay and Go to provide them the opportunity to purchase season parking like what KCPS has done before. Tuan Speaker, after 8 years of battling rabies and more than 80 deaths, Sarawak still lacks an effective, comprehensive strategy. Rabies is fatal, but entirely preventable when human exposure steps are taken quickly, washing wounds for 15 minutes, receiving HRIG, that is human rabies immune globulin, and completing the full vaccine series. Yet, public awareness remains dangerously low. Many of our public, many of our residents, of people do not know, do not aware of all this information. This year alone, nearly 14,000 animal bites cases were recorded. What is alarming is that shift in trend, 59.7% of bites now come from cats, not dogs. 59.7% bites now are from cats. And yet, most campaigns still target dogs. The state government must urgently intensify education. I call for a dedicated public anti-rabies education unit to focus on public awareness, proper post-bite response, responsible pet ownership, and the need to vaccine both dogs and cats. This is affordable, practical, and long overdue. It can be set up either under the Department of Veterinary Services or the Ministry of Public Health, Housing, and Local Government. So set up a public anti-rabies education unit to focus on all this awareness campaign. If Sarawak still cannot control rabies after 8 long years, then we must admit our agencies are struggling and requires the help from external expertise. Countries like Japan and many Western nations eradicate rabies through compulsory pet vaccination. Sarawak must do the same. The data is clear where it shows cats are now the main source of bite incidents. Continuing to focus only on dogs is outdated and ineffective. Tuan Speaker, Sarawak likes to present itself as a leader in sustainability, including renewable energy, carbon valuation, and forest restoration. These are commendable, but sustainability is not just about trees and carbon credits, it's about life. Our forests are living ecosystem. Without healthy wildlife populations, the very foundation of sustainability collapses. Wildlife, big or small, keeps our forests alive. Yet the reality is troubling. Sarawak has become part of the illegal wildlife trade network in Southeast Asia. Enforcement record shows our strategic land and maritime routes are now attracting international trafficking syndicates. This year, between April and September alone, 444 arrests were made under Ops Bersepadu Khazanah, and Sarawak has been flagged as a new transit point for total reptiles and other wildlife. Total seizure value at over 204 million. This is the scale we are dealing with. As such, we would like to call on the state government to strengthen your legal protection by listing the, I missed out one paragraph. Among the most alarming is the illegal trade of pangolins, the world's most trafficked mammal. Globally, 1 million pangolins have been poached in the past decade. In Southeast Asia, nearly 900,000 trafficked in just 20 years. Malaysia has been implicated repeatedly in major seizures. In Sarawak, we saw a staggering case in 2022 where a foreign national was fined 27.8 million for possessing pangolins and over 2,700 scales in Kuala Baram. And yet, many past offenders got away with penalties far too lenient to deter anyone. As such, I ask... Yeah.
1 minute added.
Okay. Too many to speak. Anyway, I finish off this topic. So I would like to urge the state government to strengthen the legal protection by listing the Sunda pangolin as a totally protected species under the Sarawak Wildlife Protection Ordinance 1998. Pangolins eat ants and termites, playing a crucial ecological role in our forests. Second, boost enforcement, using technology-based surveillance and stronger intelligence sharing to intercept trafficking routes. And thirdly, launch public awareness campaign to dismantle dangerous myths about pangolin scale and curb demand both locally and internationally. And last, for the SCAS, especially for the senior citizens who are single, either without partners or children, please allow them to have their SCAS money by banking through their bank account. Not that they do not want to own a smartphone. Even though you give them smartphone, they also don't know how to operate. That is their call to the state government. Next year is going to increase to 500 ringgit. But for this vulnerable group, please consider allow them to receive the SCAS money through bank account, like what you do, like what the welfare department is doing by banking the money into the bank account. Thank you. With that, I conclude.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Pending. It seems that there's no one coming in to follow Pending. Anyone to wish to debate on this matter? Batu Kitang. Yang Berhormat Batu Kitang. I think it's quite early to adjourn. It's only 11:30. Yeah. Thank you. Yang Berhormat Ketua Ketang, please.
Thank you, Honorable Tan Sri Dato' Amas. Sorry.
Once while okay.
Honorable
Once while okay.
Dato' Deputy Speaker.
Jangan tengok saja, okay.
Okay. Thank you for the honor and opportunity to debate Yang Amat Berhormat Premier's 2026 Budget Address. Before I begin, Honorable Deputy Speaker, allow me to record my heartfelt congratulations to Yang Amat Berhormat Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, Premier of Sarawak, on being conferred the Order of the Rising Sun, Gold and Silver Star by the Government of Japan, a prestigious honor that reflects the Right Honorable Premier's visionary leadership and Sarawak's growing international stature. I would also like to extend my sincere congratulations to the Honorable Tan Sri Dato' Amar Muhammad Asfia Awang Nasa on his reappointment for a 10th consecutive term as the Speaker. This honor reflects his exemplary stewardship, his unparalleled tenure as Malaysia's longest-serving legislative speaker, and his enduring role as a steadfast pillar of stability in this august House. Deputy Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, I express my full support for the 2026 budget. With a projected revenue of 13.05 billion and an ordinary expenditure of 12.91 billion, Sarawak is expected to record a surplus of 144 million in 2026. Despite global uncertainties, fluctuating oil prices, and wider economic challenges, Sarawak remains fiscally strong, having already collected 10.3 billion as of October 2025. Our revenue remains solid, our expenditure stays controlled, and we continue delivering key infrastructure projects while investing heavily in education and social support. Sarawak's strong fiscal foundation is not because of luck. It reflects discipline, foresight, and unity of purpose. Honorable Dato' Deputy Speaker, the expansion of the state sales tax on petroleum products has affirmed our constitutional rights and broadened revenue, while the emerging state ownership policy enhances governance, clarifies mandates, and promotes value creation across our SOEs. The return of Bintulu Port and the consolidation of Sarawak Energy under state ownership strengthens strategic control and the empowerment of Petros under the Distribution of Gas Ordinance 2016, secures stewardship of natural gas resources. Sarawak's structural reforms continue to reinforce our autonomy and strengthen our long-term economic foundation. These reforms mark a defining shift, propelling Sarawak forward at an impressive pace. Honorable Dato' Deputy Speaker, Sarawak's digital and high-technology agenda is advancing with clear direction and intent. The recent unveiling of the Ketek AI Power Converter during YAB Premier's mission to the United Kingdom underscores Sarawak's determination to secure its position within the global semiconductor, AI, and renewable energy supply chain. Initiatives such as the Semiconductor Mastery Training Program and the talent pipelines under SAIC are deliberately designed to cultivate world-class engineers, analysts, and innovators. Sarawak is aligning human capital with high-value industries, ensuring that technological progress is not imported, but grown from within. Sarawak's welfare framework is not piecemeal charity either. It is a comprehensive, sustainable, and forward-looking system designed to support our people at every stage of life. Beginning in 2026, the government will provide free tertiary education for 64 courses in state-owned institutions, supported by free laptops for eligible students and an annual 1,200 allowance for all anak Sarawak pursuing tertiary studies nationwide, 15,000 stipends for students from needy families, and subsidized return air travel for those studying in West Malaysia. These are complemented by key programs such as the baby endowment, postnatal care support, the Kanyalang Gold Card, and rental assistance to everyone in the B40. One of the latest to be built was at PPR Lande in my kawasan. Together, they form a dignified social safety network that strengthens equity and stability for all Sarawakians. Honorable Dato' Deputy Speaker, I wish to respectfully highlight a concern raised by several families residing under the Sarawak Malaysia My Second Home program, MM2H. Under the current rules, a dependent child must leave the program at the age of 21, but cannot apply independently until age 30. This poses real hardship for young adults who grew up here, study here, and contribute here. Revising this requirement will strengthen family unity, retain talents in Sarawak, and enhance Sarawak's standing as a stable, family-friendly destination for long-term residency. Honorable Dato' Deputy Speaker, I also wish to convey a matter raised by civil servants under the Professional and Management P&M service track, particularly those at grade 52/grade 13. They have expressed concern that they were not included in the recent one-off promotion exercise to grade 54/grade 14. Despite fulfilling the required service duration, performance standards, skills assessments, and being part of the same structured progression pathway from grade 41 to 54. This is a respectful appeal on behalf of those in my constituency and others in similar circumstances to ensure fairness, consistency, and continued encouragement for those who serve our people with dedication. Dato' Deputy Speaker, allow me to reaffirm several key development needs within Batu Kitang that continue to require attention and coordinated implementation. The construction of elevated pedestrian walkways along Jalan Dato' Tawi Sli and Jalan Dato' Kalong Ningkang remains essential to ensure the safety of students and senior citizens who cross these busy roads daily. In addition, drainage upgrading works in Taman Kongpin and Taman Foksan are necessary to address recurring flash floods during periods of heavy rainfall. Similarly, efforts to improve water supply reliability for residents in Kampong Bunga Rampai and the 10-Mile Bazaar area are important to support both households and local businesses. The issue of water in the 10-Mile Bazaar to a number of shop houses has been there for the last 2 years, and I fail to understand why this cannot be addressed immediately. The installation and enhancement of pedestrian crossings near Cyberjaya College and along Jalan Lande would also significantly improve public safety. Finally, I respectfully seek clarification on the timeline for the tar sealing and the maintenance of Jalan Batu Kitang from Kampung Haji Baki to Batu Kitang Bridge, which remains a heavily used route by our community and many others. Honorable Dato' Deputy Speaker, before I conclude, I must record a deep sense of concern in light of recent federal statements. Let us recall the Prime Minister's own words in January 2023 that every agreement signed with Sabah and Sarawak, including MA63, must be respected and fulfilled. Those are the words of our Prime Minister. And that this must never be reduced to mere political promises. These are the words of the Prime Minister. Yet today, almost 3 years later, we are concerned to see how these commitments continue to change shape again and again on the matter of one-third parliamentary representation. A clear MA63 safeguard. The federal government now says they cannot commit. On Sabah's 40% revenue entitlement, we are told it will be honored, yet the process remains trapped in endless technical discussions. MA63 is the foundation of Malaysia. Without Sarawak and Sabah, there is no Malaysia. Upholding its terms is essential to maintaining trust and stability in the Federation. Honorable Dato' Deputy Speaker, Sarawak moves forward because we're united in purpose, firm in our constitutional rights, and consistent in our long-term planning. The Premier has been both our shield and our guide, defending our rights with courage while opening new paths for our future. And our Yang di-Pertua Negeri stands as our moral compass, reminding us always of integrity, unity, and our sacred obligations under MA63. With that, Dato' Deputy Speaker, I reiterate my full support for the 2026 budget. And finally, I wish all honorable members of this august House and all of us who are celebrating Christmas a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you, Honorable Dato' Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Batu Kitang. Next, we'd like to call Yang Berhormat Balingian, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam Sarawak Maju Makmur. Salam segulai segawai. Datuk Speaker, thank you for giving me the honor to participate in this debate on the Sarawak Budget 2026. Theme: Empowering People, Advancing Prosperity and Building a Resilient Future. It is great respect that I rise today to voice my full support for this budget, which once again reflect the premier visionary leadership and government unwavering commitment to strengthening Sarawak long-term prosperity while safeguarding the well-being of her people. Datuk Speaker, this year budget is stable at a time when the global economy continues to face considerable uncertainty. International trade is affected by the shift in geopolitical dynamics, changing supply chains, increasing protectionism, and fluctuating commodity prices, particularly crude oil. These challenges, though external in nature, influence every economy, including ours. Yet, amid this global environment, Sarawak continue to demonstrate remarkable resilience and disciplined governance. Our projected economic growth of 4.5 to 5% in 2025, with an average, which an even stronger outlook at 5.0 and 6.0% in 2026, is a testament to the soundness of Sarawak policies, the vibrancy of our economic sectors, and the confidence that investors place in our state direction. This figure did not occur by chance. They are the result of deliberate planning, structural strengthening, and strategic investment made over many years under the steadfast leadership of our Premier. Dr. Speaker, the Premier has anchored the budget on 5 strategic imperatives, each aligned with Sarawak's long-term aspiration of becoming a high-income, competitive, innovative, and environmentally sustainable economy. These imperatives are: 1. Fiscal and structural reform; 2. Prudential and responsible financial management; 3. Expansionary growth-driven investment; 4. Diversification of revenue sources; and 5. Inclusive development, ensuring no Sarawakian is left behind. Together, these pillars reflect clarity of vision and continuity of strategic purpose. They form a strong foundation upon which Sarawak can not only withstand external shock but thrive in the face of them. For 2026, the state anticipates total revenue of RM 13.1 billion, supported mainly by the state sales tax, petroleum-related compensation, dividend, and interest income, with a budget surplus of RM 144 million. This budget reflects disciplined financial stewardship, a hallmark of Sarawak administration. The surplus is significant. It provides the state with the fiscal space to continue investing heavily in infrastructure, human capital, digitalization, innovation, environmental stewardship, and community well-being, all while preserving strong reserve for future contingencies. Dr. Speaker, the state government has allocated RM 9.3 billion for development expenditure in 2026, evident of its commitment to long-term growth. Allow me to highlight several pillars that will bring direct, tangible impact to the Rayat. 1. Agriculture and food security. RM 73 million for smart and precision farming. RM 21.4 million for agro park and aquaculture park. RM 20.4 million for drainage and irrigation in the paddy areas. RM 33 million for strengthening the cattle industry. This measure elevate our agricultural landscape toward modern, technology-driven production, smart farming, sustainable aquaculture, and improve irrigation system, which will enhance yield, increase rural income, and strengthen Sarawak food security in the year ahead. Number 2, economic diversification and SME development. RM 31 million for micro SME development, RM 20 million for SME training and upskilling, RM 58.2 million for industrial park across Sarawak, RM 6 million for trade and investment promotion, RM 21 million for Sarawak Trade and Tourism Office in Singapore, Brunei, and Pontianak. These initiatives open new pathway to the trade, investment, industrial activity, and market expansion. SME, especially those in semi-urban and rural districts, stand to benefit from upgraded infrastructure and better access to training and market. 3. Education and human capital development. RM 200 million, 250 million for the Free Tertiary Education Scheme or FTES, RM 33 million for Yayasan Sarawak International Secondary School, RM 22 million for Sedidik Early Childhood Education, RM 30.5 million for free laptops, and RM 2 million for book vouchers, RM 60 million for student living assistant, RM 96.2 million for Tibet institution, RM 18 million for semiconductor and talent development. This allocation uplifts Sarawak education ecosystem and prepare our young generation for knowledge-intensive industry. Number 4, environmental stewardship and climate preparedness. RM 3.4 million for the climate change roadmap, RM 7 million for net zero strategy and carbon pricing studies, introduction of carbon levy beginning 2026, RM 30.73 million for sustainable environmental management, RM 62 million for Sarawak Forestry Corporation. This commitment strengthens Sarawak global position in sustainable development and green economic transition. Number 5, rural development. Rural infrastructure, utility expansion, farm road and logistic, agro-food collection and processing facilities, entrepreneurship support through Anjong Usahawan. For rural constituencies like Belangian, this intervention improve mobility, connectivity, and opportunity for the community upliftment. As we acknowledge the broad and transformative impact of this budget across Sarawak, it is also essential to ground our focus on the real and immediate issue faced by our local community. In this regard, I wish to raise several concerns in Belangian that require urgent and coordinated action. Dato' Speaker, number 1, isu nelayan. Isu penangkapan nelayan tempatan oleh Jabatan Perikanan Malaysia di Kuala Belangian dan Mukah menimbulkan keresahan. Penguatkuasa undang-undang haruslah disertai dengan budi bicara, memandangkan mereka bergantung kepada hasil laut sebagai punca pendapatan. Sementara itu, persepsi bahawa pencerobohan nelayan asing belum ditangani sepenuhnya memerlukan mekanisme penguatkuasa yang lebih menyeluruh. 2. Penempatan agensi kerajaan. Saya mencadangkan penubuhan Pusat Kawalan Operasi APM di daerah kecil Belangian. Naik taraf premis bomba komuniti termasuk kelengkapan dan ruang operasi. Latihan berkala untuk bomba sukarela dan penempatan seorang pegawai penyelia sepenuh masa di Stadium Mini Belangian. Nombor 3, pendidikan. Projek SMK Belangian telah terlalu lama tertangguh. Saya merayu agar pelaksanaannya dipercepatkan demi memastikan akses pendidikan menengah yang wajar kepada anak-anak Belangian. Nombor 4, telekomunikasi. Gangguan telekomunikasi dan kes vandalisme terhadap menara serta peralatan rangkaian telah menjejas kehidupan harian penduduk. Pendekatan yang lebih tegas dan penyelenggaraan berkala amat diperlukan. Nombor 5, bekal air bersih. Aku megah dekat ngenatai ke isu berkawul engkau penanggul air bersih ti agi bedau stabil serta cukup berapa kandang dur Belangian. Penanggul bakat tu suai hamad ngeruga pengawak bersari-sari rakyat. Aku ngarap penanggul tu diputar engkau wala leh. Ngambil ke rakyat tidudi hari nadai penanggul agi. Nombor 6, ketua masyarakat ketua kaum. Perintah Sarawak udah ngaku tanggung pengawak sidak tuai raban bangsa ti udah jadi penyambung antara rakyat dengan perintah. Perambuk ti dekat nambah ke tuai raban bangsa ti baru di muka ngau belingyan kelebih lagi pemencaiban udah dikenatai ngagai jawatan kuasa KMKK. Aku harap peminta tu dilulus ngau lengkas ngambil penanggul ti bergaul ngau kes mahkamah uliah diputar ngau jam 4. Nombor 7 butik hotel dan rest house Belingyan. Saya mohon penjelasan mengenai status butik hotel dan hotel Belingyan yang telah dilulus pada 20 Mac 2022. Saya juga ingin mengetahui kemajuan rest house Belingyan yang telah diperuntukkan RM 10 juta pada Januari 2025. 8. Biojisim. Loji rintis rawatan sisa cecair sagu di Kampung Teh Tabor masih belum beroperasi walaupun pemasangan meter telah siap. Penduduk ingin mengetahui bila projek ini dapat dimulakan sepenuhnya. 9. Naik taraf skim pembesaran kampung SPK. Saya mohon agar SPK lama dinaik taraf mengikut spesifikasi baru meliputi jalan berturap, parit konkrit, lot bertembok serta bekalan air dan elektrik. Skim terlibat termasuk SPK Jebungan Pasar 2, SPK Tabor, SPK Tutus Hilir dan SPK Kuala Belingyan. Hakisan sungai nombor 10. Hakisan di Kampung Teh Labak, Kampung Ragai, Tutus Hilir dan kawasan Batang Gigis Ulu Mukah semakin membimbangkan. Tindakan segera diperlukan demi keselamatan penduduk. 11. Fasiliti pengangkutan. Akibat peningkatan jumlah kenderaan berat yang menggunakan jalan pesisir pantai di kawasan Belingyan, saya mencadangkan agar pihak berkuasa tempatan dapat mengenal pasti serta menyediakan kawasan parkir khas untuk lori bagi meningkatkan tahap keselamatan dan mengurangkan risiko kemalangan. Selain itu, saya juga mencadangkan agar lokasi transit bas dikenal pasti demi keselamatan dan keselesaan orang awam. Jambatan alternatif muka. Rakyat di N58 juga ingin mengetahui perkembangan terkini mengenai projek jambatan kedua muka yang amat penting untuk kelancaran perhubungan. 13. Jalan pesisir pantai. Saya mencadangkan jalan pesisir pantai dinaik taraf menjadi jalan dua hala bagi menampung peningkatan trafik dan kenderaan berat. 14. Pekerja asing. Kehadiran pekerja asing yang meningkat telah menimbulkan kebimbangan berkaitan keselamatan dan sosial. Penduduk ingin mengetahui langkah penguatkuasa dan kawalan yang sedang serta akan dilaksanakan. Dan Sri Dato' Speaker, as I have outlined the various issues affecting the people of Belingyan, I wish to emphasize my earnest hope that all these matters touching on the livelihood, safety, infrastructure, development and community well-being will be addressed in fair, timely and amicable manner. I am confident that with this continued cooperation of relevant ministries and agencies and with the shared commitment of Honourable House, this concern can be resolved effectively for the benefit of the Rakyat. Dato' Speaker, before I proceed to my final remark, I would like to offer one modest but meaningful suggestion regarding the facilities of this very complex. Every June sitting, hundreds of government officers, media personnel and members of the public walk from the public parking areas to the August House, often under scorching heat and heavy rain. To improve their safety and convenience and comfort, I humbly propose that the government consider setting aside an allocation to construct covered walkway connecting the main public parking zone to the Dune building. Though small in scale compared with the state-wider development agenda, this enhancement would significantly improve accessibility and reflect our shared commitment to making the Dune a modern, efficient and people-friendly institution. In conclusion, Dr. Speaker, the Sarawak Budget 2026 is not merely a financial document, it is a comprehensive and forward-looking roadmap that build economic resilience, accelerate social progress, prepare Sarawak for evolving challenge ahead, it is a budget that places people at the center, strengthen shared prosperity, ensure continuity of inclusive development across all regions. On behalf of the people of NPTN Balingian, I express my full support for the supply 2026 Bill 2025 and commend the Premier for presenting a bill that is bold, strategic, responsible, and truly people-oriented. To our Christian community of friends, selamat menyambut Hari Christmas, and to all Sarawakian, I wish a safe, blessed, prosperous New Year. Thank you, Dato' Speaker.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat Balingian. We'd like to call Yang Berhormat Bukit Asik, please.
Dato' Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity in participating in the debate on the Supply 2026 Bill 2025, which was tabled by Yang Amat Berhormat Premier of Sarawak, Minister for Finance and New Economy. Dato' Speaker, today I stand in full support of the 2026 Sarawak budget theme, empowering people, advancing prosperity, building a resilient future. The theme reflects the core belief of our government, and that is our duty not only to grow the economy, but to ensure that every Sarawakian, regardless of background, has opportunity to share in the progress of this great state. Dato' Speaker, I am pleased to note that 2026 Sarawak budget is a strategic and expansionary budget support by continued revenue and re-engineering and prudent financial management, with an estimated revenue of ringgit 13.05 billion and ordinary expenditure of ringgit 12.91 billion. We are focusing a budget surplus of ringgit 144 million. This surplus is not merely a number, it is a proof that Sarawak is heading to the right direction with strong fundamentals, enabling us to invest more boldly in infrastructure, digital transformation, and sustainable development without compromising the financial discipline. Dato' Speaker, I rise in support particularly to the enhanced SKAS for 2026, an initiative that truly reflects the compassionate and the people-centered government of the GPS government at the time with many households continue to feel the pressure of rising living costs. SKAS provides meaningful relief by directly assisting those who need it most. The revised assistance rates demonstrate a targeted and responsible approach. The household earning 5,000 and below will now receive 950 annually. The senior citizen without a partner or children will receive 500, and the single individuals earning 2,500 and below will receive 300, with reimbursement made once every 4 months. With 640 million allocated, more than 1 million Sarawakians stand to benefit. And this initiative is not just about the financial aid, it is about the dignity, assurance, and ensuring that no Sarawakian is left behind. Dato' Speaker, there are a few issues that I would like to bring attention to the August House. Number one, Bukit Asik redevelopment, a catalyst for Cebu modern future. Dato' Speaker, I rise today to once again highlight the transformative Bukit Asik redevelopment project, a flagship initiative under our visionary YAB Premier of Sarawak. And this development is not merely a construction effort. It is a long-term blueprint to reshape Cebu into a modern, resilient, and vibrant urban center. The master plan is currently being finalized by the LCDA in collaboration with the international consultant Rainbow. And once complete and approved, it will be announced by our YAB Premier. The implementation will follow a comprehensive 15 to even 20 years roadmap beginning in 2026, reflecting our Premier's commitment that Cebu will evolve into a modern town with its own character where sustainable infrastructure, the flood mitigation, and the economic growth are integrated with the needs of the people. The redevelopment area has now expanded from 497 acres to 830 acres, incorporating the riverbanks and swamp zone to ensure comprehensive scientific and long-term planning. And this expansion enables systematic infrastructure development will address the long-standing flooding issue while unlocking the land value for commercial, residential, and community development. Dr. Speaker, the economic spillover from this project extends far beyond Bugis. It creates jobs, stimulates the construction and the service sectors, and attract investors from within and beyond Sarawak. We are encouraged that LCDA has already showcased this project at the Sarawak Mega Fair 2025 in Singapore, positioning Bugis as an international investment focal point and highlighting Sarawak potential under PCDS 2030. As this planning reaches its crucial phase, meaningful community engagement must be prioritized. Therefore, I strongly urge LCDA to organize a public exhibition once the master plan is announced by our YB Premier of Sarawak. The exhibition should be held at accessible venues with officers on site to explain the development phases, the timeline, the flood mitigation strategy, and the economic benefits. The people of Cebu deserve transparency, clarity, and direct dialogue about the changes that will shape their living environment for decades. Number two, frequent low water pressure and the water supply disruption in Cebu. Dr. Speaker, water is not a privilege. It's not a privilege. It is a basic human right recognized globally. Every citizen deserves equal access to safe, clean, and reliable water. When communities are deprived from the fundamental need, it is more than an inconvenience. It reflects a failure to protect the human dignity and the welfare. In Cebu, many areas are experiencing frequent low water pressure and long-duration water disruption have become a troubling norm. Residential areas experience days without water. Small businesses owners are forced to close the shop. Families queue to buy bottled water. Industries lack sufficient water for daily operations. Some communities have waited up to few weeks with little to no supply. And even more concerning, many of these disruptions occurs without any warning or public notifications. Households wake up unable to shower, prepare food, or perform basic hygiene. The businesses suddenly cannot operate. The industrial activity are hindered when an entire community suffers unexpected water cuts. Emergency assistance should be prompt, reliable, and automatic, no delay, conditional, or dependent on repeated public complaints. And this crisis also undermines our economic development. For example, in the Randa Banjan Shipbuilding Industrial Zone, unstable water supply disrupt repairs, cleaning processes, the cooling system, and the worker facilities. And this impacts the productivity, the competitiveness, and the investor confidence. Therefore, I urge the Ministry of the Public Utility and Telecommunication to, number one, allocate funds to construct an acute water treatment plant in Randa Banjan. Number two, expertise the upgrading of aging and overload main pipelines, improving the system's stability. Number three, expertise the ongoing upgrade of the saline water treatment plant, which will double its capacity and increase clean water production from 150 million to 300 million liters per day. Number four, implement the forward planning assessment, align the water infrastructure with population and industrial growth. Dr. Speaker, development must begin with essentials. Let us guarantee the reliable water for Sarakan today, not someday. In addition to immediate and urgent measures, Cebu also requires medium to long-term solutions to prevent this crisis from recurring. Therefore, I strongly urge the Ministry to approve and expertise the following projects. Number one, Jalan Ulu, Cebu West Storage Tank and Pipelines. Number two, pipeline extension at Jalan Tungu Abdul Rahman, which covers from the Jalan Ulu Sungai Merah and the Jalan Ulu Koyat area. Number 3, Ulu Sungai Merah storage tank. Number 4, pipeline extension at Kemuyang and high level tank. These projects are not optional upgrades. They are necessary infrastructure commitment that will secure Cebu water future for the next generation. Number 3, improving Cebu air connectivity through A-Borneo. That Speaker, I stand to bring forth an issue that directly shapes the daily lives, the economy and the connectivity of our people, air travel in Sarawak, especially from the upcoming launch of A-Borneo. For Sarawakian, air travel is not a matter of convenience. It is a vital bridge that links family across a long distance, enable business to grow and the sustain of our tourism and the trade sector. As we move forward with the establishment of our own Sarawak airline, it is crucial that the new milestone reflects the real need of all Sarawakians, including those in Cebu. While Kuching is expected to serve as the central hub, it is equally important that Cebu, being the heart of Central Sarawak, receive strong consideration in route planning. Cebu stands as a major logistic, commercial service industry and educational center. Therefore, I urge the flight frequency from Cebu to the key destinations such as Kuching, Kuala Lumpur, Kota Kinabalu, and Miri be significantly enhanced. And more connections mean more mobility for our people and more opportunity for our economy. Dr. Speaker, the people of Cebu continue to face a recurring burden. Airfares increase sharply during the festive seasons. Families often struggle to return home from Chinese New Year, Hari Raya, Christmas, and Gawai. For many, the cost of an air ticket becomes heavier than the cost of celebration itself. As A-Borneo is designed to serve Sarawakian, then I sincerely hope that the airline will introduce affordable and Raya-friendly fares, particularly during the major festivals. Furthermore, with A-Borneo planning regional and international routes, including Singapore, Hong Kong, Bali, Jakarta, and possibly Shenzhen, we must ensure that Cebu is not sidelined and even face international connecting flights from Cebu will boost the tourism, the business travel, and the cargo export opportunity. Dr. Speaker, A-Borneo must unite Sarawak not only with the world, but with each other fairly and inclusively. And let Cebu be part of this historic journey towards a more connected and prosperous Sarawak. Number 4, protection of innocent customers under the Sarawak Electricity Ordinance. Dr. Speaker, I rise today to address a pressing concern regarding the enforcement of the Sarawak Electricity Ordinance, particularly the extent of the SESCO power to discontinue the supply and recover losses resulting from electricity theft. And while this is crucial to combat tampering and illegal tapping, the current practice has caused serious injustice to innocent customers, especially property owners who have never benefited from nor participated in any wrongdoing. And under Section 33A of the ordinance, SESCO is given statutory powers to prosecute the offenders and recover revenue loss. However, instead of directing enforcement against the actual wrongdoers, SESCO has increasingly held innocent landlords liable for loss of revenue and threatened to disconnect the electricity supply, not just to affected premises, but also to their own homes and other properties under the same names. Recently, I was approached by multiple victims of this enforcement approach. Let me highlight two alarming examples. Incident 1, a landlord rent out her commercial property without knowing that the tenant was running a Bitcoin mining operation. The tenant tampered with the meter. Instead of prosecuting the tenant, SESCO demanded approximately 700,000 ringgit from the innocent owner or faced the disconnection of supply. Incident number 2, a retired elderly couple aged around 75 leased a shop house for $450 per month. The tenant misrepresent that the premises were for the storage and then illegally tapped the electricity without installing a meter. The couple was later issued a demand of ringgit 280,000 and it reduced to 95,000 on appeal. But with the threat of the home electricity would be disconnected if they did not pay. And these elderly citizens survive on a small rental income and the children's support. Forcing payment through disconnection risks pushing them into homelessness and hardship. Dr. Speaker, Section 33A gives SESCO discretion to prosecute in court or to recover losses by issuing a certificate and disconnecting supply. SESCO often chooses not to prosecute offenders because it is easier to demand payment and use disconnection as a leverage, and this denies innocent owners their right to a fair trial and result in punishment without the due processes. Electricity is a basic necessity and disconnection shouldn't be weaponized against the innocent. To continue allowing such practice contradicts the spirit of justice, proportionality, and the legislative intent. The ordinance is clearly meant to punish the offenders, not to destroy the lives of innocent consumers. Therefore, I humbly propose the following reform. Number one, amend the Sarawak Electricity Ordinance or issue the new rules under Section 36. A legal provision should differentiate between the offenders and innocent customer, ensuring liability is imposed only after the proof of involvement. Innocent landlords must be presumed guilty merely because of the offense occurred on their premises. Number two, require the prosecution of actual offender before recovering all of losses. Number three, prohibit disconnection of premises not involved in the offenders. Number four, establish an independent inquiry committees within SESCO. Fairness must prevail over convenience. Laws must protect the riot, not harm those who did nothing wrong. Our enforcement must punish the guilty, and it will never destroy the innocent. Number five, ensuring fair, affordable, and efficient digitalization in NRE management in Sarawak. I must convey the growing concern from several key industries. Is regarding on the management through the foreign workers transformation approach to a new system known as SANSOLS. As we know that under this previous application system, no system fee was imposed, but with the new implementation, a new application fee amounting of 1,854 plus the 8% service tax, it brings to the total of 2,002 ringgit and 30 cents per applicant. For the industry employing a large number of workers, and this represents a major financial burden. Therefore, as wisely reported by the industry stakeholder, companies are already bearing the cost, including the medical screening, the permits, and levies, and adding the additional of the extra fees significantly impact the operation expenses that discourage the expansions. So therefore, I respectfully request the ministry to review and reduce the SANSOLS fee structures, particularly for high dependency sectors, ensure that the number two, new system truly accelerate the approval efficiency, reduce the waiting time, and improve the user experience. Digitalization should outlive the business competitiveness. Not become an added burden. I trust the ministry will consider this feedback. And I would like to wind up. In conclusion, I would like to wish all my fellow colleagues who are Christian a Merry Christmas. And of course, I wishing everyone a happy and prosperous New Year 2026. And with that, Dr. Speaker, I fully support the Supply 2026 Bill 2025. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yang Berhormat Bukit Asek, ahli-ahli yang berhormat, we shall now adjourn for lunch, and can we be back at 2:30 p.m. please? Thank you.